What is up, everybody? What is up? I'm streaming. Girlfriend's in the other room. Shh, God. I'm not shutting the door. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody? It's a Monday today. It's a Monday. How you doing, Shmi? How you doing, Horvath? How you doing, me, IOB God? I think I said that right. What is up, everybody? So we're doing this Monday, and we have a pretty long day today. So the reason why, I'm going to go ahead and explain it. The reason why we're doing Monday today is because I'm going to take next week off when it comes to live streams. So what I'm going to be doing is filming a bunch today. We're going to do quite a few crashes and close calls. I'm going to try to do 5. If we can't get through it today, we'll just go ahead and pick up whatever's left tomorrow. So we might have 2 this week, but the goal is to try to get 1 and lots of editing, basically. So what I'm going to be doing next week is finishing up this section right here. I'm going to go ahead and go over just a tiny bit. How you doing, Just JO3? How you doing? Learned a lot? Good. How you doing, Joseph? And Dunkus, how you doing? So yeah, we're gonna be going over this stuff. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit when it comes to this. This is the Smart Rider drills. So remember, everybody, this is part of the Smart Rider motorcycle training system. The Smart Rider drills. I'm changing it up just a little bit because we have the academy coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and pull over. We have the academy. So if you don't know what that is, there we go. Let's go ahead and get that up there. We have the academy in 39 days. So we have an 8-week academy starting May 1st, ends in I think June 25th, and it's going to be going over all 4 of the modules that I'll be producing for the new Riding Smart book. So we're going to be going over how to ride a motorcycle, the Smart Rider drills, rescue, and some street strategies of how to ride on the road. It's going to be pretty condensed, pretty crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys sign up for the Smart Rider crew. It's $5 a month if you want to be a part of that. But part of this is that we're going to be doing the Smart Rider drills. And I changed it up so where originally the Smart Rider drills is just 24 drills, kind of in a progressive mode where you start a beginner, you go to easy, intermediates, hard, and then expert. So 24 drills in a row. Not a lot of like, hey, what should I do? What can I do? And so I designed a new system using the drills, and it's going to have 3 certification tiers. So internal certifications for the Smart Rider crew. So if you're part of the crew, like I said, join up. There's going to be some certifications. So basic control, advanced control, master control. And if you can tell, it's a little crazy here, right? So 10 drills, you need to put 2 videos together, and then you can submit. Same thing for the advanced. And master control is 1 video, but it's all 24 drills put together. It's all 24 drills. So I'm going to talk a little bit, just real quick, about what they are. So if you want to go ahead and practice and play with them, and you already have the drills, it's a good time to start practicing and getting ready for the submissions for your certifications. So however drill works, you start at the start cone, you enter, exit, you do the thing, exit, and then reset and start again. So it's kind of like what we're doing currently, but it's going to be a little bit different. So the 3 fail conditions. Okay, so if you hit a cone, you drop the bike, and you mess up the design. Simple as that. You get 3 attempts per drill. So what that means is, and I'll explain a little bit more. So you have 5 drills for the U-turn proficiency inside of the basic control certification. And so you have those 5 drills. So on the first drill, you fail 1, like your first attempt. Not a big deal. You have 3 attempts per drill. So you can do the second one. Let's say you pass that. Let's say you make it to the second one and you finish it on the first drill. Perfect. Third one, you fail the first one, second one, and then now you have 1 last attempt on that third drill, and you pass it. You can keep going. So you can pretty much do every single. You can do the U-turn proficiency in 15 attempts. Really, say worst case scenario, 15 runs. So there you go. Filming submission. So I go over all this stuff. So basically, at the end of the day, you only need 10 cones. Here's kind of like an idea of what the parking lot would look like when you're doing that. And then here's all of the drills when it comes to the basic and advanced. Now, the master controls all of them together, but that's what the drills are. So if you already have the booklet, you can actually start doing that. I'll get to the chat. I see you guys. I want to get over this real quick. And here's the full master control situation. So that is the new drills that I'll be filming tomorrow and this week coming up. So it's a lot of stuff. That's why I'm taking next week off when it comes to the live stream, so I can go ahead and get a lot of this stuff done. So how you guys doing, chat? Time off is always good. Nice. Been reading the material and working on my slow maneuvers and my U-turns and getting much better. Awesome, Smee. And that's the thing is, like, once I get the new PDF, because this is the drills. It's just a collection of everything. I'm gonna get the new PDF that's gonna have everything I just described, and it's gonna hopefully make it a little bit easier because the U-turn proficiency, you're doing quite a bit of U-turns, figure eight proficiency, doing a lot of figure eights and U-turns. So it's just like a lot of stuff. So it's going to give you an idea of like what to shoot for. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. You passed your theory for bikes this Saturday. Time for the course, but availability is lacking quite a bit. Anyone knows a good one from West Midlands in the UK? I don't know. I don't know. So you're saying the DAS course. What's the DAS course? What is that? I'm assuming the theory is the book stuff. Like you had to study the book stuff. So any tips taking off from a stop on a steep hill had some issues Saturday. Yeah, so if you're going, like, you're on the hill, right? You're facing up the hill. That's what I'm assuming on a steep hill. Because typically going down the hill is pretty easy. You kind of put in your first gear, holding the clutch, and then you can kind of get going. But when you're looking up the hill, you start rolling back. That's a scary feeling. And then you start panicking. So what I like to do when I'm starting on a hill is use that rear brake. So, you have the bike there, it's on the side stand. You get on the bike, it's still on the side stand, so you're not really moving anything. You have both feet down, maybe 1 foot if it's a higher bike. You flip that side stand up, boom, you start falling back, right? Pretty scary. So what I like to do is I like to get on the bike, side stand down, put my right foot on that rear brake, and that's like its own little brake, right? And so then I have my foot on that brake and I turn on the bike. I pull in the clutch. I'm still sitting still because of that rear brake. And then now I can start doing the friction zone throttle control. Once I start getting power to that bike and it's now overcoming the hill just a tiny bit, I can start releasing that rear brake and then I can take off. Does that make sense to you? I made a video a long time ago, like a very long time ago, because that's always a question. It's always a question. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. How to start a motor from 2018. Oh, geez. Let's see how fat I was. No, that was.
What is?
I wasn't fat there. How long is this? This is only a 6-minute video. Let's go ahead and watch it.
We're actually on a hill right now.
This is the old Honda Rebel.
Start on a hill. Now, a lot of people were requesting this video, and I know a lot of it has to do with you have to do it in training
6 years
over
ago.
in the UK, and you have to do this, and you have to do a few other things. But I know a lot of people have trouble doing this, and I believe
direct access course.
Happens.
Let's just sit and hang out.
Stalling, falling back, revving.
I'm gonna read the chat while we're here.
And like you're trying to figure out how to do it smoothly. Now, the best we could do is practice, and we're gonna do it right here.
Limited to 500. It's always been the same message. Look at that old logo.
What you need to understand is your friction zone. I talked about it in a video.
Those are sponsors back in the day.
The DDFM manual. That's another thing you can check out. DDFM manual has a bunch of different exercises that will get you prepared.
I forgot about the DDFM manual. Let's go ahead and make this. Let's do this. 6 years ago, I was making a bunch of this kind of stuff too back in the day.
Things like this. And actually, this video has been on it for a while.
Years and years of trying to
a lot sooner. So anyway,
get my information out. Now I got books.
How to do this? Now,
that's
first
pretty
of all,
cool.
The biggest issue we have here is the gradient. So we're obviously uphill.
I'll give you the link to this too.
Your bike to want to move back. Okay, so that causes your bike wants to go down with gravity. Correct. So what that's really doing is it's scaring you. Think about that. It's scaring you. You're getting on your bike. You hit it in first. You're in first. You're sitting there. You're scared to put your feet up because you're gonna start walking back. You put
Yeah,
yourself
that's
off
me, I know.
balance. Now you're gonna want to go left or right.
And all the patrons back in the
Prevent
day.
that from actually happening. Let's prevent us from actually going backwards. And since you have practiced this and we're preventing ourselves going backwards, that fear is gone. So now that we have the
Old
fear
Icon
of the
1000
gradient
boots.
and we have the fear of falling backwards out of the question, it's like starting on.
It doesn't look like it's a steep hill, but it is a
The way
steep
you
hill.
do
I just
that,
have the
so I'm
camera
sitting here at a light.
set up.
Let's put my kickstand up. Sitting here at the light, I got maybe both brakes. I got my front brake and rear brake here. So I only have my left foot down. Or I'm just sitting here with my front brake, okay? So let's go ahead.
So I show you both
Yeah,
ways.
it's scary. When you pull in the
Front brake and
clutch-
rear brake.
When you pull in the clutch, you start going back. That's pretty scary. So what I talked about in the friction zone and the friction control and everything.
Gosh, that's
is
an
that
old
you give
video.
yourself
Look at that. Look at that freaking.
right in that friction zone where the bike wants to start
I was
moving.
a little
Now, the
chubby
scary
back
thing is it
then.
might stall because you're on a hill. And you don't want to let go of this front brake right here to give yourself some throttle. So you might stall. There's people behind you. They're pissed. It's like, oh, man, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Let's start it back up. And then you do it again. You're like, what do I do? So this is what you do, guys. Stop worrying about it. Stop
Took me
worrying
2.5 minutes to get to that.
Remember,
Come on,
the
Daniel.
front brake is most of the braking power on your bike, okay? It's not all the braking power on your bike. It's not.
See, like I'm looking at my old footage from 6 years ago, and it's like it's taken me 3 minutes to get to the tip. So the new channel, Motorcycle Training Concepts. So if you want to check it out, it's on YouTube, Motorcycle Training Concepts. I'll put it in the chat. The goal is the new tips. I go straight into it. We're not wasting 3 minutes. It's like trying to read a recipe and trying to get to the recipe, and somebody tells you their life story and how they found that recipe. It's like we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore.
Rolling downhill. Use the rear brake. That's another thing you could do. I'm using.
So at 304, okay? I know you're looking at it for at 304. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to new thing, start at 304. Okay, now it's in the chat. There you go. So now that link will take you straight to that.
Rear brake right now. Not a big deal. I can take off with one leg. Now, if you're a little bit shorter, it might be a little bit an issue. But look, rear brake. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to let go of the rear brake a little bit. That's it. So use the rear brake. That's one tip that you can do. Use the rear brake. So let's turn this back on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the friction zone. See how it starts bogging down?
Because it's not wanting to move because I have the rear brake.
Right,
I
when
had
it
better
starts
audio
bogging
back in
down,
the day.
It wants to have power, but I have my rear brake on and we're going uphill. So the bike does not want to go.
So friction zone, the friction zone's not going to work well when you have that rear brake. If you have rear brake on, you try to go into friction zone, it's not going to move. And so giving it a little bit of throttle. So, but the rear brake's holding you there, so you can get it into that friction zone. And it's not going to move. And then now with both hands, you give a little bit of throttle, and you're going to start to move, just like you're doing slow speed maneuvers. And then you can start releasing that rear brake. So I want to make new videos like this, so that it's
So right
better
here,
information.
Get in the friction zone.
6 years of knowledge,
Give it a little
after
bit of
teaching this.
throttle, start letting it out on the friction zone. And take
And
off.
that takes practice. See, look at the hill.
Now that was a slow.
I want to show you the hill.
Slow movement. Now you can tell we're going uphill. So I'm going to actually turn around and we're going to do that again. All right. So now
See, look at the.
up to,
It's a
stop where
freaking
like
steep
crap,
hill. I know
I'm
exactly
on
where
the
this is
hill
at
again.
too.
I'm going to pull in the clutch. Grab the brakes. All right, we're in first gear. So now this is how you usually stop, right? You have hand on the clutch, hand on the front brake. Transition your right foot to the rear brake. You kind of just let go. Now, this is what you're doing, right? You're holding in the clutch so you don't stall.
Little zoom edit.
Once again, find that friction.
This is in still
Video, you'll
Tucson.
notice
This
that
is
on your
Tucson.
bike, where
We don't have
does it
hills in
really
Yuma.
go? It's the same thing as when you're shifting. So we're
Yuma's
about
flat.
right there, and then you give it some gas while releasing the rear brake. Look at rear brake, it's gone. I have enough friction zone, and I'm
Yeah, you got the idea. See, like everyone's still like this says most replayed. So like, this is what people want to see.
go, and it can't. So right here.
So I'm gonna make some new videos. This was 7 years ago. 7 years. See the old DD. Is this still working? No, no. I gotta delete. I gotta delete that. There we go. Yeah, the DDFM manual is pretty cool. That was like my first attempt. No, not in Yuma, Ferritin. I know you're in Yuma. No, not in Yuma. In fact, let me see if I can find you guys the location of this. We're gonna jump into the videos because I got 5 videos today, so we need to get to that. Let me go ahead and I think I know exactly where this is at. It's in Sabino Canyon area. Okay, Sunrise. Where's Sabino Canyon Drive? Okay, there it is. There's that. Kolb. Okay, there we are. Got a better idea. All right. I'm pretty sure this is where it's at. Let's drag this a little. Ah, dang, they don't have it. So I'm gonna do this. It's this hill right here. Let's see if I can go back. It's this hill. It goes up there. I remember filming up in this area. They don't have a Google map to go up it. Yeah, so it was a pretty steep hill. I remember that one. There you go. Yeah. Have you laid a bike down? Any crashes to date? Not while practicing? No, thankfully. Lethal Moto. So there, I remember. I still have it in my head because you know how like when you have like a pretty adrenaline filled moment, kind of sticks with you. There was a few times, when I was first learning to ride, or not first learning to ride, like the first couple months, and I decided to do some fun high speed stuff on SR22 in Yuma. So Ferritin, I'm pretty sure you know where SR22 is in Yuma, in that area. Let's go ahead and do this. I was going around a corner, very simple corner like we see in these videos, right? And I was going too fast and I started going wide. There was another time where I was going through an intersection and a semi pulled out and I was going fast. And I had to do emergency swerves. There was a few times where I had to do emergency swerves, and it was pretty intense. There's one on my Instagram where I did an emergency swerve in California. I can't find the SR22. But there's a few things I never laid it down. There's been moments where I could have, because we see these in these crashes and close calls. There's a few moments where I could have, where it's like, oh, I had to lay it down because I had to slam the brakes. Somebody pulled out in front of me. But I don't know what's inside my head when it comes to certain things. I think it comes from athletics when I was a kid and whatnot. It was never really like run and then try to stop like playing soccer. It was like you're dribbling, right? You don't just stop if somebody's coming in front of you to tackle you. You try to swerve it. You try to dribble around them. So like my mentality on a lot of things is just swerve. It was always been swerve. It's not that I wasn't good at braking. It's just that I always just chose swerve in emergency situations, and it's been helpful. And I started riding about 4 or 5 years into being in the fire service, and so there's a lot of training when it comes to driving emergency vehicles. So it was just kind of like one of those things, not speeding, not going super fast, but the motorcycle kind of took me a little bit extra going fast, so that was a big problem. I've hit a few Code Browns. You remember those back in the day, Code Browns? I haven't done a Code Brown in a while on the videos. I haven't been doing the color codes in a while. I wonder if I still have them. Yep, I still have them. Still have it. I still have the whole thing. Let's see. Yep, Code Brown. Do I have the old lessons? No, I don't. But I have the ability to do that. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What else do I got here? I don't have target fixation anymore. Engine braking I have on there. That's pretty good. Trail braking. I don't think I have trail braking. No, I don't have trail braking. A TBI PNG. Let's go ahead and get that off. Nope. Nope. Don't have that. Dunning-Kruger. Don't have that. Nope. I need to get rid of some of these things on these buttons. All right, let's get back. Let's get into energy. Let's go ahead and let's start this up. All right, so we got 5 videos today. Let's take a look. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. We have 2 new ones from MotoStars. We have one that's from 3 days ago, and 5 days ago. Anybody in any of these? Sometimes when I start doing some of these things, some of you guys are saying, "Hey, I'm in this video." Anybody in these videos? Elad, you're in these videos? No? How's it going on over there in Israel, Elad? Let's see. 63 of you in here. Jeez. 16 likes? Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. ABS helped me lay it down. ABS has helped you lay it down? Dunkus? Usually it's supposed to prevent that. I haven't rode since the war. Oh, damn. Even for barely seeing home. Oh, you're busy. Damn, sorry to hear. Oh, it has helped you prevent it laying it down. Good. And that's one of the things is that when you have ABS, the goal is to not activate it. You know? You can still do progressive braking on a motorcycle, not activate your ABS. The goal is to not. So if you start feeling ABS kick in, that should give you like some feedback like, oh, practice my ABS or give myself more of a space cushion so I'm not having that hard squeeze of the front brake. Yeah. Geez, this is an old video. It isn't. I'm looking at the start on a hill video. I don't have that PO box anymore. I need to delete those PO box things. All right. Out of caffeine, that's the problem. My mind is focused on all the army stuff. Yeah, it's going nutty over there. Bought my Rebel 1100, keeping on rain mode for the foreseeable future. Rode a Ninja 300 last 2 riding seasons. Are the drills doable on the 1100? Yes, they are doable on the 1100. I did do the drills on, it was an older, not older, I think it was like 2019. It was a Springfield, Indian Springfield or something. It was one of those bigger bikes. It was difficult, but the Rebel 1100 and the Rebel 500 are pretty much kind of like the same. There's a little bit of a difference, and you're able to do the drills on it. So on the drills, it does show like the design. So you don't have to make it super sharp like that. You can go wide, you can go way up here and do it, and way down here and do it, as long as you're not cutting over some cones. And there's 5 free drills. It's pinned at the top. If you want to practice, you go up there. There's 5 free drills. Just go to the website. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. You get a starter pack. Just put in your name, email, and you get 5 free drills. So check it out. It's pinned at the top. Why would you leave your bike in rain mode and restrain its performance? You paid for it. So great, great question. A little discussion here in the chat. So I recommend keeping it in rain mode because what it does is that when you give it, you already know because it says why you're restraining your performance. So when you give it throttle, it doesn't immediately give full power to the bike. So exactly, if you're a newish rider, it helps you out when it's smoothing it. And so once you get comfortable with the smoothness of it, then you can put it in normal mode. So it's really kind of like, I wouldn't say training wheels, but it's going to help out when it comes to certain things. Now, don't stay in it for very long. Like, it's good to practice and get a good feel for the bike. Go ahead and pop it into regular mode every now and then to see how it feels, the difference. And before you know it, you're going to be like, okay, I'm now comfortable in regular, normal mode. But if you're a brand new rider with a brand new bike, it's an easy way to get used to the throttle and where it actually starts. You know what I mean? I recommend going in rain mode just for a little bit. Ooh, dynamic mode. I wonder what that is all about. All these different rider aids are pretty cool. They're pretty cool. ABS is a good one. Traction control is a good one. Lean angle traction control, if you have that, that's really nice. Lean angle ABS is really nice. I'm 52, got my first bike, Suzuki GSF 650 Bandit K7. They make these long names. Last summer, great bike. I should have done this before. Thank you very much for giving so much knowledge and experience to new riders. You're welcome, Tobias. And at 52, you're starting something new. That's really awesome. You know, some people start new things. Some people start businesses when they're 60s. Start golfing later on in life. Like it is what it is, right? And I'm glad you're starting off right. I think that's what helps out with having some experience in life. It's like, oh, should probably do it right. So yeah, awesome, Tobias. Glad you're here. Elad's from Israel. Yehuda. Hopefully I said that right too. Is 500 actually too small for taller riders? I'm 6'1", and some say it can be uncomfortable. That it might, because they're mid controls. So I don't know if you're talking about the Rebel 500, but the Rebel 500 has mid controls, and your legs might be pretty long for that. So you might need something with forward controls. It's not necessarily the 500cc is the problem. It's the ergonomics of the motorcycle. So it's really about sitting on a bunch of bikes at the dealership, Bucky, and finding what feels comfortable, and don't even worry about the CCs of the bike yet. Because that's the thing is like a lot of bikes from manufacturers, they'll have the same pretty much bike, and it'll be like a 300 to 500, you know, like it'll just keep going at different CCs, but it's like the same ergonomics of the bike. So check out the ergonomics. Are the drills doable on a Honda CBR 60? Oh yeah, yeah, Jesus. Like any of the sport bikes, it's perfect for it. So get the 5 free drills to start off and see if you like it, and then if you get the system, the full system, it comes with everything. It comes with the rescue booklet. It comes with the Smart Rider drills, all 24 of them. And then it comes with the Riding Smart book. So this is the book. So if you're a brand new rider and you don't know a lot of the stuff, this will take you from zero to getting your endorsement and riding on the road for the first time. It has drills in it, the motorcycle operator skills test. So it has everything in there. It's basically the MSF course without a coach, without them providing you stuff. But you do everything in the neighborhood with this. But yeah, 5 free drills in that link. So if you like it, check out the full kit, the full system. And the drills, they're pretty cool. They're on the phone. So either if you get the print version of the books or the digital version of the books, you put your phone on the phone mount, and then you have them right there. R3 is a great bike, yeah. It is a good bike. R3s are good bikes. I tried doing the giveaway stuff that Yammy Noob does. I did one giveaway of an R3, and that was a fun bike. Indian Scout's a good bike. The Scout 60 is a great bike. The Indian Scout is really nice because it does have that 6th gear. So, perfect. R3, so, the R is the model, but 3 is for the 300. There's an R6, you know. I own a Suzuki DR 700 or Z or S. You think I could take it on the highway, or should I stick to countryside and dirt roads? See, that's the thing is I don't know too much about certain bikes. I just care about the rider. You have the 400? Is it the 400? That might be harder to do on the highway. Might be harder to do on the highway just because it's a lower CC bike. You might get away with it. I wouldn't do long distance on it just because you're basically going to be maxing out the bike. I would just stick to roads and the dirt roads. That's what that bike is designed for. You want to get the bike that it's designed for. So you wouldn't, if you're gonna be doing a lot of hauling, you're not getting a car, you're getting a truck in a way, Bought the Smart Rider drill booklet for my bro, but he doesn't use it. I'm going to take it back. Take it back. Went on the freeway the first time yesterday via San Mateo Bridge. Was a little intense at first, but it was not bad. Yeah. Watch the video on your other channel. Yeah. So I have a highway video. Like, that's the thing is, so part of what I'm going to be doing, that's why I'm doing a bunch of videos today, and that's why we're doing it Monday, is that I got my production list here. So I'm going to be going over street strategies. So I have 39 days till the academy. So the goal is July 31st to have all this stuff done. And so I'm going to be going over street strategy. So right here, highway riding. And then I'm going to go over rescue. These are all videos I'm making. The smart rider drills. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow morning. And then I'm making a new riding smart book for the academy. So I'm going to be doing some of those other videos. And then I'm going to probably, how to start on a hill and a few other things like that. A heavy bike is a negative thing in city traffic. Yeah, it can be, it takes a lot of energy. How you doing, Pot Shot? 82 of you in here. Nice. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We'll get started at 50 likes. We'll get started at 50 likes. We're at 35 right now. 15 more of you hitting that like button, checking into class. I want to upgrade to an R7 from an R3. Is that smart? If you have the experience, like if you understand friction zone throttle control, you understand how to modulate that, you don't get surprised by the throttle, then going from an R3 to R7 is perfectly fine. Think about why you want to go to an R7. Is it because you just want a bunch more power, or is it because you want to ride on the highway a little bit easier? Like, think about it that way, because an R7 inside town is not going to be as fun as an R3 in town, because you're not going to be able to go through all the gears. You're going to be staying in like second gear most of the time. I think a lot of the fun when it comes to riding, and write in the chat if this is the same for you, a lot of the fun that comes to riding is actually shifting through the gears. I like that. I like being able to fully control the bike. It was the same thing when I was driving a manual transmission truck versus an automatic. There is a lot of times where it's like, I'm so glad I don't have to shift, but I just remember it being a lot more fun when it came to actually shifting. So if you go to an R7, you're not going to do a lot of that. You're kind of staying in second, maybe third gear. Yeah, and once you get to that extra level, especially like a 700cc on a sport bike, you start to feel the difference. It's going to be a lot more powerful. Did the MSF 2 summers ago and finally got my first bike, 2024 Vulcan S. Hey, nice. Been practicing parking lot drills and did my first 16-mile trip through some easy windy roads this weekend. Hey, that sounds like a lot of fun. Little windy roads, yeah. Little windy roads. Short trips are fun like that. Keep doing those parking lot drills. Practice Smart Rider drills. Guys, sign up for the Smart Rider crew. We're going to have the Academy going May 1st, and we're going to be pushing through a lot of these certifications, a lot of the Smart Rider drills, basic control, advanced control, master control. We got 51 likes, guys. If you are still in here, go ahead and hit that like button. We're going to get started because we have to go through a bunch of stuff. Downshifting on a bike is therapeutic. Yeah, I like doing that. Stay in gear, it's an American thing. Horovac, here we go. Here we go, Horovac. Love it. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to hit the record button in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have a MotoStars video. We have people crashing. So if you're a brand new motorcycle rider, the point of this is that we're going to go over why they crashed, what we could do differently, so you don't make these same mistakes yourself. So he did hit somebody. He did fall down. Hopefully he's not unconscious. I think he's just embarrassed. Yeah, he's embarrassed. He's moving. Okay, so what happened here, guys? What happened here? Right away. Okay, we're riding with a group of friends. So if you're a brand new rider, this is kind of a little freaky here. What we're going to be going over quite a bit here is the plan method. So positioning for safety, locating hazardous situations, relevant threats, and then navigating those active ones. So when it comes to riding in a group, you want to stay staggered. And part of positioning for safety is having good space cushion, escape route, and good line of sight. So if we're this guy right here, we're not paying attention too well when it comes to what's happening up front. Why is everybody slowing down? We don't know. Maybe the person up front in that car is slowing down, so they slow down. Why are we not slowing down? So paying attention is incredibly important. Don't just keep riding and following. A lot of people do that when they're driving their cars. A lot of people do that when they're riding. They're just kind of following the car in front of them and then reacting off of what the car in front of them does, if they're even paying attention. So stay in the zone, stay in, like, focused, pay attention here. And when you see this kind of last second, we slam the brakes. So you don't even see it until about right there. There's the brake lights. Now, what could we have done differently so that we didn't have to slam the brakes? Let's go ahead and get the pen out. Let's go ahead and do that. Instead of slamming the brakes, we could have just, Oh, here we go. Where's the pen's not working? The pen's not working. Oh, we might not have the pen today, but he could have swerved in between.
To see, it's definitely important to learn from.
Let's go ahead and try this.
So check this out and try it safe.
Yeah, so don't do that. One of you guys were eating the pens.
¿Está bien, perro? Perro. ¿Está bien?
There we go.
Para, perro. Oh my.
All right, let's take a look at this one. So we're going nice around this corner, it's a sharp corner, and we low-sided. Good job on the rider with the camera, being able to apply progressive brake pressure. Now look at that corner right there. I want to point it out. Look at that corner. It's a pretty sharp corner. Didn't really look like it when we were in the middle of riding through that corner. So a little bit too much speed, and we had to lean it down pretty hard. We're trying to get that knee down. He's already prepped for the knee down. Just take it nice and easy. So there's the knee. And you don't realize, in order to get your knee down, you do have to lean the bike pretty far. It doesn't look like we're leaning it very hard, but we are. So if you're trying to get that knee down, just try to stay upright on the bike and just lower your speed so that you're not having to go this far so you can just make the corner, okay? So just slow it down. Once again, when we go through these videos, you're going to notice that a lot of the crashes and close calls are going to happen in intersections and corners. So when we see that, we see a corner coming up and an intersection coming up, that's a hazardous situation. So now we need to start looking for threats. All right, crazy moment about to happen in 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy moment. Let's take a look what happened here. Okay, green light, red light for us. It looks like the black car ran that red. There's the impact. So when it comes to this, like, how can we rescue these people? So part of having any medical knowledge, trauma knowledge, is remaining calm, ensure on safety, but then stop any major bleeds. And part of the Smart Rider motorcycle training system is that you do get the rescue booklet, so you learn how to do that. You also get the rescue card, so you know what to do. So check it out. Links in the description for that. It's part of the system. So big mob ride. So if you're a brand new rider, I would not recommend joining one of these things. I know that's maybe why you got the bike, so you can ride with your friends and do some crazy stuff like this. But there's a big chance of you getting into a crash. It's pure chaos. Nobody's giving each other space cushions. Everyone's just fighting for it. All right, so if you're a brand new rider, don't be doing this. You notice how he's not coloring within the lines. He's not riding within the lines here. He's using the whole road for it. Yeah, it's great when there's no traffic, but when there's a random person on a bicycle, that's what's going to happen. You notice how he didn't even slow down. He's holding the brakes, can't do much. He's ready to honk the horn. He's not slowing down. He can't do much. So part of planning your ride is locating that hazardous situation, okay? It's a relevant threat. He's in our lane. What can we do for navigation? We can do 3 different things. We can swerve, we can brake, or we can accelerate. That's 3 things we can do on a bike. Honking the horn's not going to do anything. That guy's not going to pedal harder to get out of the situation. And if you think about it, the 3 things that bicyclists can do is also swerve, brake, and accelerate. He's not going to be able to accelerate hard. You know, it's hard. You got to pedal really fast. He can brake pretty easily. Swerving for him, not going to do much. For us, same thing. Bicycle and motorcycle and cars. Swerve, brake, accelerate. Here, he's used to using the whole road. Why don't we just swerve left? Could have swerved. So he panicked, slammed the front brake, went straight towards him. So target fixated on the problem, not the solution. The solution would be to target fixate over here. He target fixated here, and he went straight to it when he should be looking this way and then swerving around. Simple as that. Okay, so I don't know. I don't want to say new rider, but just a rider that's not really caring or paying attention, was all over the road, just building bad training. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. Open the view. Open lane that was an open lane pattern. Okay, so we're going to go over some open lane patterns. This is a view from a motorcycle rider. I want to point out this is part of locating hazard situations here. Okay, we're locating hazard situations. Typically, we see this happening. What we're doing is we're in this lane. We want to go to the open lane. Just like you would normally do in a grocery store, you want to go to the open lane, you know, where the cashier's making people go through quickly. You're like, hey, I'm just going to switch over. You don't want to cut in front of anybody. You know, you don't want to be a dick about that. So here on the road, it happens all the time. Cars typically go to the open lane. We are doing the same thing. We didn't do a head check at all. No head check. We switched over. Didn't even see that the car was right there. Ran into him. Typically, a car would want to switch over while we are going, and then they would hit us. So it's interesting to see from a motorcycle perspective. There's the high impact. You know, he's going to hit the ground, road rash everywhere. Wear full gear, everybody. All right. Got some corners up ahead. It's a sharper right turn corner. We're going all over the road once again. Low side. So that's what typically happens in corners, that we low side because we're going too fast and leaning too far. Traction on our tires can't handle it. Maybe we hit some gravel, whatever it is we have no control over. We lose control and slide. So part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment. So just in case you do fail, let's say it was none of your fault, whatever it is, or it was your fault, it doesn't really matter. Wear full gear so that you have some armor impact protection, and then you have some road rash protection. That was an open lane pattern. Who's at fault? Write in the comments, who do you think's at fault? I wonder if they're going to show the same thing again.
Luckily, just ended a valuable lesson for.
So we're going to pass on a double yellow. Who's at fault, everybody? Who's at fault? Let's take a quick look at this one. So we want to pass. Like I just said, it's an open lane pattern. Okay, we have somebody in front of us. We're going to pass into the open lane. Simple as that, right? So we decide to pass. Now this car, why is this person at fault? I don't know. I think that they're not. They're going over here. It did say there's an intersection coming up. They want to turn left. You can do that if you're going to an intersection. You guys see the intersection sign?
Luckily, just ended a valuable lesson for both sides.
So remember when I was saying that we're locating hazardous situations, intersections, and corners? Let the signs let you know that there's an intersection coming up. It might not be the best opportunity to pass somebody. So we're passing somebody when there's an intersection. We can't see that person up ahead. So we have a line of sight issue. Now we see this. We speed up. Now what do? So we got ourselves in this situation. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Maybe you would have done this in the exact same scenario. Maybe you did this and it was purely okay. It was like a slotted, you know, it was a dashed line. It wasn't solid, double yellow, all that stuff. It is what it is. Somebody's coming out. What are the 3 things we can do? Swerve, accelerate, or brake. What did they do? They swerved. So there's good and bad in all of this, but let's pick out the good. Oh, geez, not wearing gear. Oh, multiple impacts. Okay, so what happened? What the heck? That's a body. There's a couple bodies. So 2 motorcycles, maybe a third. Looks like there's a third motorcycle up ahead. We impacted, so it's 3 people at least. 4, 5. Okay, so we're in a group ride, right? And you think maybe one person's going to crash, you can be able to help them out and rescue them, right? You're the only one with medical training. This is you. You just got into a crash. You're the only one with medical training, but you're the one injured too, and there's 4 other people that you need to take care of. Well, at first you take care of yourself. You have to ensure your own safety. That's number 1. And you have to stop any major bleeds for you. If you're not bleeding, you're doing fine, and you're safe, now you can start checking on everyone else. Wouldn't it be nice in a group ride that all of you guys have this medical training? All of you guys have the Smart Rider motorcycle training system where you have the books, or just one of you gets it and you guys, go over the material together. Try that. Maybe you all pitch in and go over the material together, get some cards, all that stuff so you know what to do. This is not a good scenario. This is why group rides can be dangerous. The same thing with riding with traffic. Oh, tram tracks. Hopefully nobody gets stuck on the tram tracks. We do have a car kind of blocking and getting on everybody's butt. Okay, it is what it is. Watch out for the tram track. You see how all of our focus is on this car? How about you just get away from it? Just get away from it because you're not paying attention to the tram tracks.
What the is your problem?
She's blocked in. She's pissed.
I'm gonna break you.
Why do you think people get pissed? They start to think like they have to survive. They have to start like, hey, something bad's gonna happen to me. Usually anger is a motivating emotion to do something, usually to like get yourself out of danger. So she probably feels in danger. So how can you solve this problem without doing this? How can you solve this problem? Let her go. Just let her leave so she's no longer in this dangerous feeling. Just let her go. You'll have no issues. Provide the antidote to the problem.
Let her, I got it all on camera.
So let her, I got it all on camera. She did not hit anybody. She did not do anything. Your anger got the best of you. You hit the mirror. You did damage to the vehicle. You're the one that's going to get in trouble. She did not do anything.
Let me
She's only saying that. She's not saying, I'm going to hit you. I'm not going to do anything. That's called assault when you actually threaten somebody. Battery is when you actually do something. So he actually did assault and battery. He said, I'm going to damage you. I'm going to hurt you. And he did it. Okay, guys, control your emotions on that.
Let her, I got it all on camera.
Open lane pattern right there. You guys see that?
Got it all on camera.
So right here, this is what I'm talking about. Now, the car should have seen this guy. Car should have seen that guy. Didn't see that guy. Or just chose to ignore him. But it's the open lane where we have a big stack of cars. He wants to go over. This guy's probably causing some issues. There's probably a little bit of road rage or something going on here. And that's why they swerved out pretty hard. But that is pretty much what open lane pattern is. See how they can almost hit you? They want to get into the open area. So watch out for that. Don't stay side by side. Don't stay in the blind spots. Don't do this.
Okay, bye.
Little Harley. Oh, we're gonna crash here. A little bit low side, maybe some oil. Oh, there it is. Why did that happen? Could have been a road surface hazard, or maybe the simple fact that we're accelerating hard in a very sharp turn on concrete. Too much throttle. So guys, practice the drills. Part of the Smart Rider training system, you not only get the rescue booklet, but you get 24 drills. Practice the drills so you don't do that stupid stuff. All right, speed wobbles. Let me see. Are we gonna get those? Yep, there it is. Speeding, got a little bit up off the ground, landed it. Suspension did that.
Is the main source
Same thing here.
for riders, and that's exactly what.
A little power wheelie.
Still, the riders somehow managed to walk.
What's on the other side? We don't know. Oh, lots of traffic coming up. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay, so part of the problem here, if we look at the plan method here, are we the active threat? Because there's no road surface, there's no cars, nothing right now. We are the active threat by going too fast. We're not putting ourselves in a position for safety. We need to be putting ourselves in a position for safety. So we're not doing the right thing here.
Still, the riders
We're doing something really stupid.
without any
And now we're in a bad spot where we can't slow down enough. We can't stop in time. We're not going to be able to do anything. So what are the three things we can do? We put ourselves in this situation. Don't do that. But at the end of the day, when you're on a motorcycle and you're about to crash and you're going to have a close call, what are three things we can do? Swerve, accelerate, and brake. We have to find that escape path. Okay? So what are we going to do? He found an escape path. I want to point out right here, this is as much room as you need for an escape path. That's it. So don't panic and be like, I need to stop. You can go through a little gap like this for your escape path. Same thing right here. You can just, this little bit of room is an escape path. So don't feel like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm not going to be able to make it. You can. Keep those knees in. Exactly. Oh, rear-ended. Concerned about that leg. Oh, we lost our exhaust. You'll hear it, you'll feel it. I like the Offspring, but we can't listen to that. It's copyrighted music, so here we go. Oh, going a little too fast around the corner. Slipping and sliding everywhere. So speed is a factor here. So maybe if we lower our speed, we're not going to have these issues. What do we got here? We got probably, I don't know if it's copyrighted music. Don't run over your foot. Don't run over your foot. There it is. That will crush some toes. Be careful where you put your feet. This is why it's also important to keep your feet up on the pegs. So how are you going to be able to do that at a slow speed? That's where practice slow speed maneuvers, friction zone, throttle control. Practice everything inside here. The Smart Rider drills. Check it out. Link in the description. Digital print. And you can actually get one with all the cones, You only need 10 cones or 5 tennis balls cut in half. Practice in a parking lot so you can keep your feet up. And she doesn't know. She's not going to know. Like, she's not going to feel that. All right, so there we go. We're going 45. We weren't speeding like that. The flow of traffic. What do we got here? Anybody behind us? No, that's an open lane pattern. Anybody want to switch over? Decides to change lanes in another intersection, nearly hits you. Okay, perfect. That's perfectly fine. It is what it is. They did not want to go. Let's see. Is that going to be an exit only lane? Yeah, so they changed their mind. Maybe they were looking at the GPS and it's actually the next exit they were supposed to be taking. But this is an open lane pattern. You notice how there's 3 of them in this video alone. And in corners, we've seen a bunch of corner crashes. You're starting to understand intersections, rider behavior, driver behavior, like what's going to cause the crash, what's going to cause the issue for you. So if you don't do those things, you're going to be perfectly fine. So right here, we have that open lane pattern. That person does not want to be in that lane for whatever reason. There is an open lane right in front of you. Do not ride side by side with them. Ride staggered like you're in a group ride, but with other cars. So even if you're not doing group rides with other motorcycles, you're doing group rides with other cars when you're riding on the road by yourself. Same thing with driving. So you see how we're getting closer and closer to the blind spot? What I do is that I wait until after the intersection because that's a decision point. I wait until after the intersection to get side by side or to move. And if I need to, I'm going to position myself off a little bit over here to the left. So if they do come over, I have a very easy, nice swerve to the next lane versus right here where I have to do a big swerve to the next lane. Smaller movements, easier. I prep ahead of time. Just like if when you're getting ready for school as a little kid, or even for me when I was as an adult firefighting, I put all my uniform, my clothes out the night before. I just put it out the night before, so then the next morning, all I have to do is I already have everything prepped and ready, done, put it on, out the door. It's the same thing when you're out here riding. Get yourself in a better position, prepped, before you have to do the thing, and it's just a quick switch. Don't wait. That's when panic and anxiety comes up. Okay? Don't pass on the right. We're going too fast. Don't pass on the right. Because people will turn right randomly. They don't anticipate you being there. All right, nice and easy. One sec, what was that speed? We're going 100 kilometers an hour. Does that, for those of you that don't live in America, right? Is that saying that that's what you're supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be doing 50 kilometers an hour? Or is that like the recommended for the turn? Because that makes sense when you're going too fast for the turn. Now you're over here. Okay, so we're going double. Minor accident, major repair bill. I want to point out something though. Outside of the terrible music. Oh, geez. I want to point something out though. If you're going to be practicing your wheelies or anything like that, this is the good spot. So that was the speed limit, 50? Okay, perfect. See? It was going double the speed limit, went wide. This is the perfect area to practice your slow speed maneuvers or your wheelies. There's no traffic. You're lowering your risk. You're taking a risk, but you're practicing your skills. This right here is the area you want to do it because if you did crash and you're doing this in like an intersection or downtown, you could possibly get hit by a vehicle. So go ahead and do this here. And that's a great parking lot for the Smart Rider Trails, by the way. All right, here we go. Okay, passing on the right, that wasn't smart. He wants to go over and probably turn right or get around everybody. That was an open lane pattern, kind of the same thing. Look ahead. You don't know if anybody's gonna open their doors on their cars that are parked. Don't stay side by side. Let it go. Non-issue. 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 Get a little angry. Yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Don't really care about that. All right, so lane filtering, because all the vehicles are stopped. This is perfectly fine. We're going pretty chill, about 24.
Decided to stay
Oh,
calm and let the
he
fast
saw it.
behind him
He
pass.
saw it in the mirrors, so go ahead and let him over. This guy has some good situational awareness. I'm assuming the guy up ahead is going to be the one that crashes. So, how do we rescue? How do we rescue? There it is. So, the person that isn't speeding through traffic is fine. The person that is speeding through traffic is not. It's going to let you know what you should be doing and what you should not be doing.
And you suffer from erectile dysfunction.
All right, here we go.
If you do, I got just what
Pay
you
attention.
need. Taken by
Got very lucky. Got very lucky. You notice how he's just not paying attention, looking around.
I got just what you need. Taking Viagra.
So what's the thing that we should be doing? All right, come on.
You run this, and your erection will last longer than 4 hours.
All it took was 1 second. All right. I mean, how far do you really travel in 1 second, right? Okay, so we had a vehicle pull out. So we're going in a sharp turn, made it through. While it was around the corner, we caught up to the car. So good job with the progressive braking. Good job with the progressive braking around that turn. Okay, so practice your braking. All right, what does that say? So probably speed wobbles. So hitting a bump or something. What is this, little e-bike? Oh, tiny little bike. So what happened? Take a look at this right here. Of course he crashed, but why did he crash? You saw him kind of flip up a little bit. So they teach you in the MSF, and this is something that you should probably practice, and this is where I like to practice. I don't have a 2x4 or, you know, a 2x6 that the MSF uses. Okay, they throw a little 2x4 on the ground, you go over it, you practice like lifting your butt up and blipping the throttle. So right here, I practice these every now and then whenever I'm in a parking lot. It just lift your butt up on every little speed bump. So if you want to practice going over an obstacle, go to a parking lot that has speed bumps and practice going over the speed bump. There's a lot of things you can do that you don't have to go to the MSF, and that's part of the system. The first book will take you through everything, but you can practice everything. Here we go, going around the corner, nice and easy. They switched over to double lane, not a big deal. We were staggered. You notice how when they went over, we didn't get even sideswiped because we were riding staggered. Not a big deal, move on. Very good. All right, look at the road. Oh, somebody crashed. They crashed coming around. I was about to use my hand, but they crashed probably coming around this way too fast and made it on the side of the road. So once again, when we see somebody on the side of the road and there's no police or fire or anybody helping, this is our opportunity to help out. So when we see that, you're like, oh crap, immediately tell yourself, remain calm. Okay, first I need to ensure my own safety. I'm not gonna do a U-turn right here because I don't know if there's any cars coming around this corner. So I'm gonna go around the corner. I'm gonna take a quick look and do a nice, easy U-turn. If you can't do a U-turn inside of this is roughly 20 to 24 feet. If you can't do a U-turn like that and you have to do a 3-point turn on your motorcycle, you need to be practicing. Once again, 24 drills, you're gonna be doing like a couple dozen U-turns in the first couple drills, and you're gonna be practicing your left hand and right hand figure eights, all this other stuff, so that you can actually do that. So part of the whole system is to get you now do the U-turn nice and easy. Part of the system is the rescue, so ensure your own safety and see if there's any major bleeds. Inside the book, get yourself a trauma kit, get yourself a tourniquet, a bunch of other stuff. I talk about that in the book, so that way you know how to stop any major bleeds, and then ensure your own safety, call 911, all that stuff. There you go. So he did a U-turn. It's good just to check.
You heard?
So here's the thing is like usually when somebody crashes and they're like, I'm all right, why is the bike still on the ground? So that's either going to tell me this just happened or he's not all right and doesn't have the strength to lift the bike. So if anything, at minimum, if he is perfectly fine, no bleeding, no concussion, no nothing, you can at least help him move the bike up and then walk through the bike and take a look at it. It's like, okay, no bent rim, things are working pretty well. I think he's able to ride it home. I'm going to sit with him for about 10, 15 minutes to double check, make sure everything's fine. I'm going to ask him if he wants me to call 911. He can always refuse. It is what it is, but I'm going to double check and at least help him lift the bike up.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
You hurt?
Nah.
Come on.
That's That's a nice little Harley.
Yeah, my foot rest is gone again.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, watch out for anybody wanting to pull out. There it is. Notice how we weren't going super fast? Honking the horn's not what saved us here. What saved us? Applying the brakes. So swerve, accelerate, brakes. Brakes. Are you blind? Yeah. Just moved on. Nice and chill.
See?
I was riding normally, heading to the motorcycle temple in... Okay. Suddenly I know something very strange. This vehicle is swerving left and right. Stay away from them. Stay away from them if they're going to be doing left and right. Might be drunk, diabetic episode, might be having a medical emergency, terrible driver, blind, whatever it is. I don't want to be side by side or in front of them. And I'm going to make sure I have a good space cushion. Because in case they apply the brakes hard, I'm able to stop in time. So real quick, I want to point out, look where we are. We're still in the roadway. Either get behind them and then walk up to them. Don't stay in the roadway to say hi. We're still in the roadway. We can get hit.
¿Qué haces, hijo? Escúchame, escúchame, un sano consejo. Escúchame, papá. Te vas a chocar. Estabas a punto de estrellarte ahorita, brother. Te lo digo como...
Still in the roadway.
No te muevas de aquí.
Anybody know what he's saying?
Hazme caso, no lo hagas. Te vas a chocar, mijo. Te lo digo. No, pero no te vayas así, no te vayas. Ten cuidado, cuidado.
Se viene la tercera y última parte. Está muy densa, muy densa.
Espacio que está tomado ese muchacho.
Probably drunk driver. Yeah.
Aquí despacio.
Be careful, side by side. I get you want to do it because he can kill somebody on that. Oh, we got a checkpoint. That helps. Yeah, see if you can get the authorities. Not much you could do there. They're gonna check on them. But that's the thing, is you don't want to be side by side or in front of them because they're gonna be either accelerating hard into you. You don't want to be right directly behind them because they can slam the brakes like you just did. Don't be in the middle of the road. Guys, with that said though, we have 4 more videos. I keep pushing these wrong buttons. We have 4 more videos on this live stream. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Whew, I need to wake up. He's telling him as a father point of view. Okay, very nice. 2018 was only 2 years ago, wasn't it? No, I wish. 2018 is when I left the fire service. 8 years ago. Jixer Bra versus Thought Taken. Who's winning a race? I got my money on Thought Taken. I don't even know who those people are. We got that one done. We got a couple more. Pizza's looking good. Pizza's getting a little cold. You guys need to be eating these pizzas. They've been sitting here. They've been sitting here. Nobody's kind of sitting up front. What are you guys doing way out in the back? I don't get it. I don't get it. We're closer to 2028 than 2018. Oh my gosh, don't say that, Eli. My bike is only 2 years old. I'm tired of hearing the Opa thing. Oh my gosh. Jixer Bra, I think, is a little more reckless than Thought Taken. He'll take those risks, I guess. I don't know. He's telling him to be careful. Okay. 66 likes. Let's see if we can hit 100. There's 142 of you in class and nobody's sitting up front. Come on, we got these nice comfy chairs. You guys are all sitting in the back. What are you guys doing? I see road solo cups, but I don't see anything to put them in. I have a little mini fridge down there. A little mini fridge down there. Go ahead and grab yourself something, pour it in there. I'm fasting for the next 5 days. I'll pass on the... You're fasting for 5 days? Why are you fasting for 5 days? Just got back from outside. You do have to answer questions sitting up front. And there's another thing, is like part of the chat. There's a way to start there's quizzes on the videos I'm able to do. I don't want you to call on me and make me stand up in front of... It's okay. Hopefully you're not in any of these videos. I remember seeing you in there on a few of them. One of those reminded me of a scary experience on Saturday. Someone turned onto the road well ahead of me, but didn't accelerate. I went to pass on the left, and they turned left into a driveway. Oof. Oh, Ramadan. Okay. Okay. Is it just like a water fast? 76 likes. Let's see if we can hit 100. We're going to start on this next one. Let's take a look at it. I'm just going to let it play a little bit.
Hey guys, today
What do we got
a
here?
rider who definitely added too much.
Oh, went around the corner. Okay,
It was
might be a little bit
important lesson,
scary.
and luckily he walked away without any
It says
harm.
slow. Ooh, I wonder if
And luckily he walked away.
that part of the asphalt is a different texture, because that's the moment he lost traction.
Without any harm.
That's the moment he lost traction. 5 days. I've heard of a 48 to 72 hour fast with water, and I heard 72 hours is pretty much the limit. 5 days is quite a bit. Been watching your videos for a year now, and although I no longer ride bikes since I moved to East Tennessee, they have made me a better driver for sure. Hey, Captain Slow, how you doing? Yeah, and that's the thing is like a lot of these things I pulled the not necessarily the plan method. Plan method is part of the OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, and act. But a lot of the stuff that I teach came from driving the ambulance. Like slow on the acceleration, slow on the turn, but having to be able to swerve if we have to. I'm going lights and sirens, or have a patient in the back. And so having to be able to navigate these things, seeing things ahead of time so I don't have to swerve hard last second when I have my paramedic and patient in the back, because then they can get injured. So having to see these things ahead of time and being able to get around them and kind of anticipate a lot of the bad drivers on the road, that's where a lot of this stuff comes from. Is it true you can't drink after dawn to sunset fasting? So as soon as the sun goes down, you can have like a giant meal. Is that what that is? Huh. Interesting. It's like intermittent fasting then at that point. My fat ass needs to fast more. All right, let's do one more like. We'll get 80. We'll do 80 and we'll start. What do you think about the Rebel 1100? Great bike. I was thinking about trading in my 500 for the 1100, but my 500's already paid off. It's been paid off. I paid cash for it. Might as well just keep that. All right, 80 likes, guys. Here we go. We're going to hit the record button. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have a MotoStars videos. Take a look at these crashes and close calls. The whole point of this is it's an after-action review to find out what happened so that we can do the right thing and remove the bad thing or the thing that causes us to crash like this. So let's go over some of these videos. So he's able to talk and have fun. So part of being a smart rider is acquiring and using personal protective equipment just in case we do crash. But we do want to seek and maintain. We're going to talk about rescue a little bit. And then the whole point of this is that we are teaching and mentoring everybody here in class. Grab yourself a slice of pizza. Watch this live on typically Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So what happened here? So we're going through the corner. Part of the plan method, that's what we're going to be using a lot, is that we need to be locating hazardous situations just like corners and intersections. Okay, those are the big hazardous things. Failure to negotiate a corner is a lot of reasons why, or the main reason why, people crash in the corners, and then left turners in intersections. But we're going to talk about open lane patterns and a few other things. So right here, I think what happened is that we lost traction on this part. So if you're in the UK or anywhere else, let me know if you've ever had a feeling of like, oh, I lost traction here. My big thing here when they put paint or they change things up, especially in the corners, if they don't put that little granule, like the salt granules or whatever it is in there to give it that traction, it's going to be nice and smooth. So that's a big fear. So whenever I see anything that's other than the gray on the road, it lets me know, hey, I should probably avoid it. And this one, we can't really avoid this. So if you notice, as soon as he goes over it, that rear tire loses traction.
Without any harm.
So be very careful around that. Maybe go a little bit slower when you go over that. Keep it a little bit upright as best you can, and then navigate that corner. We shouldn't have to do that as motorcycle riders. Car drivers never have this issue, but it is what it is. We're riding motorcycles. But let's take a look at some of these other ones. Let's see what happens here. So we're going on to the highway. Same thing. Low-sided, lost traction. Why did we lose traction here? We leaned really far. Let's go and take a look at what the actual bike does. Leans really far, maybe accelerating at the same time. So part of your tire traction is that it needs gravity and weight on it. So if we are turning, we need to have weight on those tires. If we are accelerating, we need weight on those tires. If we are braking, we need weight on those tires. That's why the front brake, when we apply the front brakes, we start to go forward and there's more. Now, pressure on that front tire, that's why it's going to grab more. That's why the front brake offers 70 to 80% of your braking power versus the rear. Cool fun fact there. But when we're turning, we're using as much traction as possible, and we're using a lot. Then now we want to accelerate. Now we need to use more. We need to use more. We need to use more. So when we're in the middle of a sharp turn like this, don't give it a ton of throttle. Just go ahead and go through the turn. Give it some speed before the turn. Go through the turn nice and easy with a little bit of maintaining throttle, not giving it more, and then make it through the turn. You're going to be practicing quite a bit of that in the first book that I have here for the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System in the neighborhood. You're going to be practicing that a lot. This is going to take you from 0 to get your endorsement. And then we have the Smart Rider Drills and Rescue booklet. We'll be going over some of the principles from those books during this video. So if you want the condensed stuff with QR codes that will give you videos, check these books out, the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System. Check it out. There's digital, print, and there's ones with cones so you can practice all that stuff. All right, here we go. Lane filtering.
Turn now.
So we talk about street strategies on this, and one of the big things when it comes to hazardous situations, this is a hazardous situation. There's no real active or relevant threats yet. Usually those are things that are going to be right in front of you because you're traveling towards it, right? You don't want to hit it. But this is a hazardous situation because it removes one of the three things that we can do. The only three things we can do on a motorcycle is to turn, brake, accelerate. In an emergency situation, emergency swerve, emergency accelerate, emergency braking. Okay, this takes away swerving. So to me, that feels hazardous because you're taking a tool from me. So if this is the case, that means I need to not go super fast because I need to be able to brake quickly. The faster you go, the longer it takes to brake. That's your total stopping distance. So if I'm going slowly through this, I'm able to apply the brakes pretty easy. If I am going slow, it means I can accelerate and get up to speed really quick. Okay, but here I can't swerve. Now, the thing that we can look for, so that's the body doing the stuff. The mind needs to now start paying attention here. Now, that's why we're watching these videos. So the mind right here shows me, hey, there's an open lane right here. One of the patterns that we're going to see, hopefully, in this video, hopefully you guys don't make these mistakes, but when we see it, is that if there's an open lane up ahead, that gives an opportunity for any vehicle wanting to come out. They might want to go to that open spot because they don't want to be stuck in line. That's the main reason why we are lane filtering right here. We're going into our version of an open spot because we don't want to go into or to stay in line. These people need to have a big open lane to do the same thing we are doing. So if we see that ahead of time and I'm not speeding, I can't swerve, but I can brake really well because I've been practicing my braking in the Smart Rider drills. I've been practicing my acceleration in Riding Smart, the other book, part of the system. I've been practicing all this stuff. So if somebody does do something, I can apply the brakes really quickly. Now, how can I apply the brakes really quickly while paying attention to this, having these good skills? How can I go ahead and give myself a nice little shortcut? I'm going to cover the brakes. I'm covering the brakes. So now I don't have to reach for it, then squeeze. I can just squeeze. Squeeze nice progressive brake pressure, because part of total stopping distance and anything that you do on a motorcycle, first you have to perceive, then you have to react, and then the thing is however long it takes. So part of total stopping distance, it's an addition problem. Perception, reaction, braking distance for total stopping distance. There's a perception, reaction, how far you're going to swerve for the swerving thing. Same thing for the acceleration thing. How much room do you have to accelerate into? So let's go and take a look. Once again, he switches over.
I turn now.
Into the open lane. Not what you could have done though, right? Hopefully we could have been able to accelerate, maybe swerve right, maybe apply the brakes. We saw the tires turn. We don't know, but at the end of the day, we acquire and use personal protective equipment in case something happens. Hopefully we're not going to get hurt that bad. All right, so we went over quite a bit here, so let's go ahead and use those principles for the rest of these videos. That was the side of the vehicle. There's a vehicle right there. What did we do that saved us from having a head-on, basically a head-on. It's a rear end, but for us to not slam into the back, we swerved out of the three things. Now, what I was talking about here is just like the open lane pattern back there where we saw the open lane that kind of gives us an idea something could happen. This is a side of the vehicle pattern. This is just in case this person might want to come out. So as soon as I see the side of the vehicle, I'm covering my brakes, kind of getting myself in position, ready. And then if nothing happens, okay, cool, I'm good, right? I'm past the intersection, I'm good. What's up ahead though? All right, so now we have an issue. We're in 6th gear at 47. That's pretty interesting. But we're going 47 miles per hour. We have this vehicle right here. Are we able to stop in time? Probably not. So part of planning our ride, the P part, the position for safety, is that we're looking for an escape route, at least one. We have a good space cushion, and we have good line of sight. I can't see around this vehicle. My space cushion is getting reduced because I'm speeding towards it, but I do have an escape path to the left or the right. So what does he do? Last second, chooses the escape. I would have chosen that escape a little bit sooner. That's why you need to be paying attention when you're riding, okay? It's an e-bike? Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
The right
All right, what do we got
was
here?
distracted. He started braking too late and leaned only slightly, which together lead to a dangerous fall.
Oh. He's laughing. Let's go over just a little bit what happened here is that we're going through a corner. You notice, I mean, they really only have, they have guardrails everywhere, but typically on corners. Okay, so we're going through a corner in the mountains.
He was distracted. He started
A little bit distracted, started to brake late, going a little too fast for the corner, didn't navigate the corner. Remember, corners and intersections are hazards for motorcycle riders?
together lead to a dangerous fall.
So then we hit the guardrail. Okay, there's that. It's his emergency. Now for us, let's pretend now we're the guy on the red bike. We need to remain calm. We need to ensure our own safety first, so pull over and then double check him, okay? But we need to remain calm so we don't get into the same crash. So now somebody has to help both of us. We can at least help him if we don't crash. And like I said, that's part of the system. Once again, we're going over all the principles here, so grab the whole system. You get all these books. You learn how to rescue somebody after a crash. Hopefully he's doing fine. He's walking, that's a good sign. Checking his body, okay. That's a high impact. There's the head impact right there. Okay, possible concussion, more than likely. Your brain's still gonna slosh around in that cerebral spinal fluid. He's got full gear, very high, steep drop. I've stopped rolling. Okay. Got very lucky. See how you're not gonna be able to control anything? You're a victim to physics at this point. Same thing, corners. There's a car coming. Oh, we ripped up our pants. They're not motorcycle pants. Someone was watching over me today. Could have been much worse than it was. So right knee. I want to point out okay, look at the road. Simple road if you're going the right speed, right? So we're coming up here. Chevrons right there. The chevrons on a corner indicate it is a sharp turn. So pay attention to signs. I bet you there was a sign back there that had it like this. There's like a sign like that where it's like, hey, we got a sharp turn coming up ahead. Pay attention to that. And then sometimes there's even a smaller, like a square sign underneath that one, and it's like 25. Right? So go to the recommended speed on that. And then when you're in the middle of the turn or after the turn, be like, oh, that was easy, perfectly fine. And then it's okay. You don't have to, do anything crazy to get around this corner. So this is a low side. We lost traction. Hit our right knee. So we fell to the right, hit our right knee. That's why we have injuries to the right. That is called not slow look, press and roll. But that's what you want to do in the middle of or coming up to a corner. But it's a mechanism of injury. So we fell down to the right. So we're going to have right knee, right hip, right shoulder, right elbow problems. And maybe if we hit our head, we're going to have possible level 1 concussion, just a headache, hopefully. If we're wearing a helmet. If we weren't wearing a helmet, we're going to have a skull fracture maybe. So that's a big fear coming around the corner. But if you notice on the leg, that right there is where you have armor on your motorcycle pants. So if you had motorcycle pants, that armor would have mitigated some of that impact. Maybe not as bad of pain. It might have been like, ow, that hurt. And it's like stubbing your toe very, gently. It's still painful, and then it kind of goes away. But if you didn't have anything, you're gonna have road rash possibly, and maybe a broken patella, maybe broken at the very top, the tib fib, Hopefully nothing with a bone bruise on the femur. A bunch of different issues. But if you notice how he's limping, you might limp after. I want to point this part out though. Now we're on the side of the road. Perfect. Remained calmed himself, ensured his own safety himself. So rescue isn't just for other people, it's for you too. So after a crash, you need to think to yourself, oh, I need to remain calm as best I can, but what's the next step? I need to ensure my own safety. I'm in the middle of the road. I need to get off the road. That's the biggest thing when it comes to traffic and crashing on the road, is that you're gonna have people coming around corners and possibly hit you. So you see how he's limping? Might have been a lot less if we were wearing motorcycle pants. And I do have a motorcycle guide on my website. You want to check it out. Let's go ahead and bring it up real quick. I do have, if you're looking for a free resource, I do have a motorcycle guide on the website. And plus, you can get some free Smart Rider drills. There's 5 drills, but I do have how to buy a motorcycle, how to ride a motorcycle, MSF test prep, and then I do have a motorcycle gear 101 guide. So you might want to check it out. I go over everything in here, and there's a video that actually explains everything. We do go over pants, gloves, boots, helmets, everything, jackets. Check it out, motorcycletrainingconcepts.com, training resources. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this one. See all the chevrons? See all the different chevrons? Now, it's a fun thing, right? We're having fun. What was that sign right there? I bet you this is when it's about to happen. Okay, we have a sharp left, sharp right turn coming up ahead, and that little sign underneath it, it says 20, 25 or whatever. Do the recommended speed limit, especially if it's an area you don't know. And even if it is an area you do know, what happens if there's gravel? So there's the sharp left. We didn't make that one. There was a sharp right coming up ahead. We weren't going to be prepared for that one. So one thing that's going to help you out when it comes to understanding going through the corners in the mountains, and this is what I always point out when I was an MSF rider coach, and I point out even now, is that the straight line weave in the cones, if you mess up that first cone because you're going too fast, you might be able to make it around that first cone, but that second cone, you're going to go too wide. It's the same thing for riding in the mountains. We're going to be going, hey, we went too fast on the first one. That second one, I'm not prepped for it. So you really need to make sure that first one is good. At least start off with that first one slower than you think you need to go. Make it good. Second one, you can maybe pick up speed, but at least you'll have an understanding of what these turns feel like. So if you're a brand new rider, don't be like, I need to go into this corner fast. Go into it slow and then be like, oh, that was easy. Let me go ahead and give it a little bit more speed, or go slow again for the next one. Because the whole goal is to make it home. We're practicing our skills submaximally. You don't throw 315 on the bench first time, working out. You go slowly, progressively overload to the point where you can actually bench that. It'd be impressive if you guys can, but you don't just throw it right on. Oh, we have the layer down here. So for those of you that have been riding for a while or are brand new to riding and you hear, I had to layer down all the time, what does that mean? Write it in the chat, everybody. What does that mean, having to lay it down? Doesn't make any sense. I don't like the idea of like the thing that I have to do in order to not crash is to crash. I had to lay down and crash my bike so that I didn't crash. It's not a thing that I like to do. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's other things you can do to prevent yourself from crashing. Okay, 3 things: swerve, brake, accelerate. There's emergency versions of all of this stuff. Panic braking is what's causing the had to lay it down. So there's a way to actually brake, progressively, and we practice that in the system so that you have that trained and you're building a habit into your body to do progressive braking versus panic braking, and it is an excuse. So right here, what's happening? Oh, geez. Maybe there's a little bit more of what's happening here. Probably slammed the brakes and lost full control of the motorcycle because we're going a straight line, and dumped the bike. Now, why would we panic and slam the brakes here? Maybe we were about to hit our buddy because we were speeding up and he was just going normal speed. But you typically see that. Maybe we'll see it in this video. It's actually happening less and less, and I'm hoping it's because you guys are watching these videos. We got something big and heavy inside a black bag, okay? Oh!
This rider was incredibly lucky to avoid a collision with the back pedal.
Yeah, I want to point that out. So we're riding at night, lower visibility. You're not going to be able to see things until it comes up right on you. Is it easier to swerve at high speed or at a lower speed? So at night,
This rider was incredible
pay attention.
to avoid a
At
collision
night,
with the back
maybe slow it down a little bit so that you're able to
with
swerve around things like
some
that.
painful
It
consequences.
hit his left foot, but not the bike. That's a close call. Pretty scary. Ooh. That's a little swollen. Might be a tear. Got a ligament tear or something. Yeah. And that's a good visual right there. Take a look. So whenever I see somebody with an injury, I double check the other leg. Because if the person's like, I have pain in my left ankle, I'm like, let me see your right ankle. Because I want to see what's normal to you. Because honestly, some people have ankles that look like this on both ankles without injuries. It's weird. It is what it is. Pedal edema and all that stuff. So I always double check and be like, hey, let me look at your other ankle. So if somebody after a crash and I'm here to rescue them, right? And they're like, hey, my ankle hurts. I'm going to take off both boots. And I'm going to take a look at both ankles and be like, oh, yeah, there's an obvious deformity, an obvious swelling compared to the other ankle. All right, here we go. Cruising around. Oh. There's the impact. Lots of crazy traffic. It's why you don't really want to pass a lot. So the only thing I would really recommend that you guys do here is get yourself a phone mount. I use rock form, so you might want to check it out. I put my phone on there just for the GPS like that. But here, looking ahead, you know, because I want to be able to pay attention to GPS every now and then, glance down. Like, am I going the right way? I'm not missing anything. And then I have my Cardo Pack Talk Edge talking to me, telling me I have a turn coming up, so I'm not having to think. I let the phone and the Cardo talk to me, so that takes care of the thinking. It's like a little assistant, like a little navigation person on the side in the car. But right here, intersections, hazardous area. So as soon as you see that side of the vehicle peeking out like that little turtle heading, what do? You apply the brakes as best you can. Hopefully you're not speeding super fast and do some nice, good progressive brake pressure. He tries. So it is what it is. What does that tell us? Maybe we slow it down. She may be prettier, but can she do this? Okay, let's take a look. What, flip it? Yep, there it is. Oh, jeez. Oh, not paying attention. Did he have a passenger? Let's go back just a little bit. Ooh, we're on the beach there. Okay, so it looks like we are the camera person as the passenger. That's the shoulder of the person in front. I want to point out something here that, first of all, we weren't paying attention and we hit the back of a vehicle. It is what it is. I want to point out when you're riding with a passenger, your total stopping distance is going to be expanded because you have more weight on the motorcycle, so your brakes have to do more. It's just like if you're driving a U-Haul truck empty, the braking is like, it is what it is. But now you have a bunch of stuff in the U-Haul truck and you're trying to do braking at the same time. Same thing. It's going to take you a little bit longer to get to a stop, especially if you don't want to knock everything down inside the back of the U-Haul truck. Same thing when you accelerate. Yeah, pretty easy, empty. Accelerate with a lot of stuff in the back of the U-Haul truck. It takes a little bit more. It takes a little bit more power, a little bit more gas. You have to be it takes a little bit more to get going. Same thing with turning. So think about that. When you're riding with a passenger, the turning's going to be, it's going to be adjusted. The acceleration is going to have to be adjusted. The braking has to be adjusted. So with the braking, you're going to need more total stopping distance to stop in time. So start applying the brakes sooner than you think you would have to. So if we're coming up to this car right here, maybe they thought, hey, it's fine. I stop all the time when it comes to that. We didn't stop in time, maybe because of the passenger or we weren't paying attention. So what does that tell you? Pay attention and give yourself more time to stop if you have a passenger. That's the whole point of an after action review, is we go over all these different things, show you what can happen, what will happen, what won't happen, all that other stuff, and then go over some of the curriculum, some of the things that it's going to let you know, hey, this is what I should be doing. It's a great reminder. And I keep bringing it up, guys. I keep bringing it up. It's the whole system. I tell you about all this stuff in the system, covers everything. Drills for slow speed, rescue for crashes and close calls, and then how to ride a motorcycle if you've never ridden before and you practice in the neighborhood. And at the very back, chapter 9, we go over the motorcycle operator skills test. So you can go to the DMV and get your license, get your endorsement. Okay, we talk about that. I'm bringing it all here so you can see it in real life. Right, Fiona? All right, we're having some fun here on the beach. It is what it is. Off-roading. You know, you take that risk.
The biker
Nighttime, can't see much on the road surface hazards.
Fluid leak, which left him with almost no stopping power.
Well, a brake fluid leak with no stopping power, you're just not going to have any traction. So is he having a brake fluid leak on the motorcycle? Or is there brake fluid on the ground? Oh, probably has no brake fluid, so it's just a spongy. It's just spongy. It's not going to do anything. So this is why it's very important to maintain your motorcycle and double check everything. Oh, please don't have a passenger. Nope. Oh. Okay, that's straight road rage. There's not much you can do there. Outside of the fact that we see this, we don't get any video ahead of time. So we don't know if they're interacting with each other beforehand and the motorcyclist was helping escalate. And I say helping because that guy obviously escalated at the end, but maybe they're escalating trying to be the bigger person who has the biggest ego, right? So the thing is, be okay with your ego. So if they want to escalate, you're just like, cool. You're good. You see how it doesn't keep doing this? Like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm having a bad day. I like to think when it ever gets to like, you know, a road rage incident, I mean, I yell in the car every now and then. I don't do anything stupid. I just yell and whatever. But I don't escalate it because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm okay with you being an idiot. And I always like to think it's like, maybe they're having a bad day. I give them excuses. Like maybe you're having a bad day. The best excuse I like to give them is like, they are hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Maybe they also have to take a shit, like a really bad one. Like they need to get home. And they're really pissed off that I'm in front of them. Maybe they're pissed off. It's like, I'm about to crap my pants inside the car. This is the third time this week, and I can't keep paying for detailing. It stinks in here. I can't do it. I can't do it again. It's embarrassing. My girlfriend yells at me. I like to go down that little route. I like to think they're about to crap their pants. I don't know. But this right here is straight up attempted murder. Yeah. Here we go. Let's take a look. Oh. Did we just straight fall off? Did we just straight fall off? What the heck? Oh. Oh, good. Do you hear the ABS kick in? So don't fight for it. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do that. Remember what I said about escalating. So right here, we looked back. We're not paying attention. What did I say about intersections? There's green lights, intersections, all these different issues, locating hazardous situations. Corners and intersections are hazardous for motorcycle riders. These are the areas you have to pay attention to. You have to. You have to be locked in. You have to do it. So we're coming up to intersection. We decide to look back. Finally look forward. Should that car have done that? No. Open lane pattern, right? Should the car have done that? No. Like, it doesn't matter. Who's responsible for you? Is that person responsible for you? No. You are responsible for you and your own safety, so you need to be paying attention. Now, thankfully, he was able to apply the brakes and swerve into the tiniest little open spot, right? So you hear the ABS kick in? That's ABS. So if he didn't have ABS, he would have locked up that front tire and did the whole I had to layer down thing. So ABS is a good rider aid to help you stay upright when you do the panic braking, had to layer down. It's going to help prevent you from laying down. That would have been a layer down situation. So once we get into here, we found the escape, that tiny little spot right there. So good job. Good job. At this point, check your pants, pull over, you know, see if everything's fine, calm down, do some box breathing. Don't do this part. Because now they think you're hitting them. Even though you're just saying, look at your mirrors. Oh my gosh. Anybody ever seen my Saturday Scrambler videos? That was me. All right. Okay, you just straight up hit that person. Now, why were we doing that? We're coming up on that yellow car pretty hard. We tried to find the escape to the right. That guy's right there. We could have swerved left. Very lucky nobody crashed and died.
Too focused on admiring the views, the rider quickly learned how
It
to
is
judge
beautiful
every
views.
moment.
Look forward, look forward, look forward, look forward. Ooh. I wouldn't call that a panic. I would call that more of a, I know exactly what I need to do and I need to do it right now. And so what he did was immediately counter-steered to the left. Lucky. Lucky. Here we go. What do we got here? We got some patches. Uh-oh, we got a car. So he's telling him to kind of come in, block that car because he's acting like an idiot or something. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of doing stuff like this. It's more of like just, we're all on the road. Let the person just work with the road. Like, we're all water on the road. Like, I'm going to go around things. They're going to go around things. We're all just going to be, you know, not hitting each other. It's the whole point, right? I don't think they want to hit us. I'm not going to hit them. It's like, let's just all stay away from each other. I don't know. Once you start saying, I'm going to be here, you can't get around me, that's when it creates problems. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that. It is what it is, though. I could not like something, and that's just the way it works. Okay. So a person crashed in the back of him, slammed the brakes. Why did we slam the brakes? Let's go back just a little bit. Why did we slam the brakes? Maybe that car wants to turn left? But that person wasn't paying attention? Oh, what are you doing, car? That bad attitude. Once again, I think he just really needs to get home to take a dump. Shouldn't have hit my car or my bike. Now we're gonna sit here. I'm gonna pretend we're gonna exchange information. It's not gonna be an issue. I'm not gonna do the deductible, but we're gonna exchange information. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you nice. I'm gonna play dumb. I'm gonna take more of your time. I know you're gonna have to crap. You have to go home. You need to go home. I'm just gonna be like, hey, super sweet. I know you got to take a dump, and we're gonna sit here. I'm gonna start, talking about toilets and water and make you think that. And now you're not gonna be able to control it. I'm gonna do all that. I got plenty of time. You don't, obviously. French car drivers, avoid French cars at all costs. It's like it's not gonna bother me. All right, here we go. Nice space cushion until we get closer and closer and closer.
And in a slightly more demanding situation.
Good job slowing it down, maintaining your space cushion. Very nice. What do we got here? Not maintaining your space cushion. Don't put your feet down and Flintstone it. You put both feet down. What do we have on our right foot? On the peg. We have another brake. So why are we putting our feet down? You think your feet sliding across the ground is going to do more than the rear brake? So it doesn't make sense, right? So when you see somebody do something like this and it doesn't make sense, it's because there's a training problem. They weren't trained to apply that rear brake. They're trained to panic. And when I say trained to panic, it means that if you don't have any training, you're going to fall to the lowest level in an emergency situation. And the lowest level here is no training. So therefore, he trained not to train. It makes no sense, but it is. It does make sense to me. Apply the brakes. New driver. Yep. Maybe he got into motorcycle riding so that he can do deliveries. It's like, hey, I just need to get a motorcycle. I can do deliveries. I can make money. I can do this, whatever. But when you're going to do something as dangerous as this, it's like, cool, you went and got a motorcycle so you can do deliveries. You got a motorcycle to do deliveries, time to get some training, time to learn how to actually ride the motorcycle well so that you can continue doing deliveries. Because now if you hit somebody, it's going to wipe out some money that you got. Ugh, this kind of stuff's annoying. This is. I can't stand these like little takeovers with e-bikes and dirt bikes. I can't. It's the most annoying thing. Just causes congestion. It's like a. How's it his fault?
Running, shit, I'm a ran. I know, but why y'all running? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I know.
Dude,
you. So why you ran? I'm not saying it wasn't crazy, but y'all was in the middle of the street. Somebody hit into another kid, and y'all.
See how it's the car's fault? You guys, the car, you're in the middle of the street. I'm a car. I'm in the street. You see what I mean? It's like, you want to be in the street, you have to follow road rules. This is not following road rules. He's trying to get out of the way. We didn't show him trying to probably get off the road, and everyone's just running right around him. This is the zero accountability, stupid idiots. Tired of it. It's dumb. Open lane pattern. We're in the blind spot. They're going to switch over. You guys, we're in the blind spot. 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 You see how he's yelling stop, stop, stop for the other person? Now, this might be editing at the end of the day, like seeing it from the camera point of view. I have a feeling as it's happening, he's not even seeing this vehicle switch over multiple lanes while we're still in the blind spot. We're in the blind spot, blind spot. So we can go ahead and put, hey, you need to not do the thing. Or we can sit here and say, oh, I should have been paying attention. What's going to prevent you from having close calls in the future? Because you're never going to see this person ever again. Let's say you taught this person not to do that. You're like, hey, you need to learn not to run in or go into my lane. Okay, cool. I'm glad you learned that. That's awesome. You learned it. I'm going to be safe forever now. You're never going to see this person ever again. So the person you just taught is never going to participate with you on the road ever again. Who's going to participate with you on the road every single time? So if you can learn to witness and find out and to see these hazards coming up using the plan method, if you're able to learn, so every single time you're on the road, you take that knowledge forward. This person's going to take that knowledge forward, hopefully, but you're never going to see them again. You can teach 100 new drivers. You can teach 100 drivers every single day when you're out riding, and you're never going to see them ever again. Or you can teach yourself 100 times every single time you go out riding, and every single time you ride, you're going to have 100 the next day, then 100 the next day, 100 the next day, 100 the next day, 100. Before you know it, you become an amazing, smart rider. Not this. You become a smart rider. And that's why I focus on you guys. That's why I focus on you guys here in the class. Is because, yeah, I could be sitting here trying to teach one person, two people, 127 of you in class right now. And then I'm hoping I'm going to teach you guys again next week, next week, next week, next week, new people next week, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. When I do these live streams, you guys watch the videos next week. I'm hoping that I'm teaching riders to become better, smart riders. I don't care about car drivers. I don't care. Because I can teach thousands of car drivers, and it's not going to make a difference. If I can teach one of you to be a better and smart rider, you're going to take that every single time you go out on the road. I don't care about these car drivers because it doesn't matter. Open lane pattern, we just switch to the open lane. You see that? We do the same thing. So other drivers will do the same thing. It's about what you do with that information. Open lane pattern. 2 open lane patterns. This is the great open lane pattern video. We are switching to the open lane, which is in the middle. We don't want to be stuck behind the yellow. Very nice. Now we're in the blind spot and side by side with this vehicle. What does this vehicle see? They see a car in front of them and they see a open lane pattern right here. They're going to do the same thing. So if you're going to do it, you recognize it yourself. You need to recognize when other people might do it so you don't stay side by side with people that might want to do it. Good job. So here's the thing. He's in a good position for safety. He's in the middle, right? Now, what is he going to do? The 3 things he can do: swerve, brake, accelerate, right? Accelerating faster at this speed might not get to 100 quickly. Might be able to brake quickly and then let them in. Or we can switch lane positions. So he swerved at least. He's going to honk the horn. Don't recommend doing that. Just go ahead and swerve. Keep your hands on the handlebars. Swerved over just a little bit in the lane. Applied a little bit of brakes because we're going 79. We're going 88. So we reached to the front brake. We probably rolled off the throttle a little bit. We dropped down 3 miles per hour because of the engine braking. Applying the brakes down to 80. Let him in. That's exactly what you do. It is what it is, but how do we get to a point where we're not panicking when it does happen? It's by recognizing when there's an open lane pattern. Okay, they came into our lane. It is what it is. Rev bombing's not going to solve anything. Go ahead and let them in. Have it. It is what it... Law of gross tonnage. They're going to win. Now we're sitting in traffic. When there's traffic moving, good chance of us getting hit. And now they can't see out of that mirror. Okay, lane splitting, or lane filtering, because everything's stopped. We're kind of just cruising. Oh, don't lane split or lane filter next to trailers. They're a lot wider than you think. You don't know if there's a chain flowing around. You don't know if anything's going to be hanging off. Don't, it's not a good opportunity to get ahead. Don't do it. Side of the vehicle. Okay. So when it comes to braking, remember 3 things: emergency brake, emergency accelerate, emergency swerve. You can do one and then the other. You can swerve and then brake. You can brake and then swerve. You can brake, change it up to accelerate. You don't have to just pick one. You can switch it up. And the whole point is that you're practicing in a neighborhood first. You're practicing in the parking lot with the Smart Rider drills. You're able to do all these things. So right here, we're applying the brakes. We're not going to stop in time. We start recognizing, you need to understand your total stopping distance. I'm not going to be able to stop in time. Is there an opportunity for an escape path? Yeah. Because right at the last second, he realizes I'm not going to stop in time. Puts his feet down. Starts to swerve just a tiny bit. Okay, this is why we're watching these videos, guys. I don't want you making these mistakes and then learning from those mistakes. I want you guys watching these people make mistakes and we learn from their mistakes. That's the time to honk the horn. You can't Flintstone it back quick enough. All right. Nice little wheelie. Whoop. Landing the handlebars turning left. It's going to mess up. We're a learner doing some wheelies. Not the smartest thing ever. We did not crash. That's a good sign. Okay, good. Watch out for the car on the right. Open lane pattern. Vehicle wanted to go in the lane that was going faster. Same thing. So just stay staggered with other cars when you're out riding with traffic.
I saw what he did.
Hey, dog. There's a little doggy. Little doggy. All right, so go ahead and have some fun on the track. Perfect opportunity to practice your high-speed maneuvers because we have less risk because they force you to wear full gear, like a full track day leather. There's going to be a runoff instead of a guardrail and a cliff. There's not going to be any cars coming out. So this is the area where you reduce the risk to practice your high-speed maneuvers. You go to a parking lot to reduce your risk. No traffic in the parking lot. Don't go to a Walmart parking lot when there's a bunch of people there, but go into an empty parking lot, practice your slow speed maneuvers, 24 drills. Same thing if you're wanting to do stunting. Go to an area where there's no traffic. If it's a road that's long and straight and there's no traffic, it's like a side road nobody ever takes, perfect opportunity. Or go into a parking lot. Reduce the risk while you practice your skills, okay? That's why you don't go out in heavy traffic as a beginner rider. You practice first in your neighborhood, go to surface streets, and you stay there for a little bit until you get everything down, you feel comfortable. You get so bored of doing that because it's too easy. You don't get bored of it because it's like, it's boring and I need excitement. No, you're bored of it because it's too easy. Then you move on to the next stage, which is you're gonna try, city riding, highway riding, mountain riding. That's the whole point of the book. The Riding Smart book, as I take you through the neighborhood, finally you can get into the road to get to a parking lot. But get so bored of the neighborhood because it's too easy, not because it's just I want excitement, okay? Oh, we missed out what happened here. The van driver showed remarkable stoicism. Instead of starting an argument, he simply asked if she had been distracted. After checking his vehicle and seeing no damage, he was ready to drive off. The motorcycle asked for help picking up her bike, but at the exact moment, another biker pulled over and offered help. Just kind of chilling. Nice. So I wonder if she just ran into the back. It looks like maybe stopped because there's a pedestrian coming. That's a pedestrian crosswalk. She hit the back. Could have swerved around and then applied the brakes, hopefully before hitting anybody in the pedestrian crosswalk. There's a bunch of different things that could have happened there. We didn't see it ahead of time. So make sure you guys grab a slice of pizza, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Usually I don't live stream on Mondays because my girlfriend is off on Mondays, and she's over in the corner in the back of the classroom throwing paper airplanes and distracting everybody. So I give permission. No, actually don't. Don't throw paper airplanes back at her. I lane split in California, but only if traffic is stopped or super slow. Very nice. And there's a way to do it. And that's the thing, is in Arizona, we are allowed to lane filter. Okay, in the wintertime, I don't see really a reason to lane filter because it's nice and chill. Summertime, yeah. I don't want to get to the point where in the summertime I'm starting to get dehydrated, because once you start getting a little dehydrated, your brain function doesn't work as well. Your perception reaction time is starting to get messed up. And so I understand that concept, so that if I'm going to be constantly sitting in traffic in the heat, sweating out everything, losing electrolytes, all this other stuff, I know that my ride is going to be more dangerous because my brain isn't going to be functioning as well. So I will lane filter when it's safe to do so. So like it's a tool. People think like it's a right. I have the right to do this. Therefore, I'm going to take it all the time, and everybody has to respect my right to do this. No, it's a tool. It is a tool. And people treat green lights, it's my right to go. No, it's an opportunity. You have the opportunity to go. Everyone should be stopping. So you look both ways. You go when it's safe. There's plenty of people that run red lights. There's plenty of people that do stupid stuff all the time. You don't have any rights on the road. There's zero rights. Cool. You want to be a pedestrian? You want to walk across the road? You have the right of way, right? But cool. I'm gonna walk across the road. People, since I have the right of way, they have to slow down and they have to stop and they have to let me do it. They have to do it, right? Why? Because they can get in trouble with the law if they don't. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and walk. They have to stop because they're gonna get in trouble with the law. But now let's just say they made a mistake or they don't care about the law and they hit me full speed. Does it matter? I'm either dead or in the hospital. But I had the right. So this whole idea that you have the right to lane split or lane filter. No, it's a tool. Everything's a tool. I don't know. I come from a position of like, what's the safest thing? And at the end of the day, what's reality? It's like, cool, I had the right of way to go through this green light. I don't have to check both ways and somebody plows through it and hits me. It's like, but I had the right. It's like, does it matter at the end of the day if I had the right? Does it really matter? Because I live in reality. Guys, we have 3 more videos. We gotta we spent a lot of time on those first two. I think we might be powering through this one. Let's take a look at, is this a, okay, so this is an older one. Let's take a look at, because these older ones are 11 months ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago. Biker's worst nightmare comes true. Biker's worst nightmare. He likes using the nightmare. Bikers have nightmares. Yeah, there's a way to do it, Fiona. There's a way to do it safely. It's just I feel like I have, like, do I have to explain it all the time? Like, I don't know. I have a problem with like explaining it with different metaphors and everything, and it's like, cool, lane splitting and speeding is insane stuff. Think about it. Is it insane to be holding a very sharp knife? It's pretty insane, right? It's a tool, though. Some people know how to cut, onions pretty well. Some people know how to use a knife in the kitchen pretty well. And some people don't. Some people cut themselves. Some people don't sharpen the knife so then it's nice and dull. So when they're forcing the knife through whatever the food is, and then they slice their finger. So the knife is a tool. You have to maintain the tool. You have to know how to use the tool. And it becomes less, insane. It becomes less dangerous. It becomes less of an issue. Same thing with lane splitting. Same thing with speeding. Speeding is not a problem. Going 75 on the highway or on the interstate, 75 on the highway, 75 on the interstate where it says the speed limit is 75 is not insane. Sometimes it's actually dangerous because you should be going 80, 85 because everyone else is, right? Flow of traffic, right? So 75. Now go 75 in a school zone. So speeding isn't the problem. It's where and how you use that speed. Lane splitting is not a problem. It's where and how you use that lane splitting. Running around with a knife, it's not a problem if you have a knife guard on it or it's in a sheath, right? There's safe ways to do certain things. I wanted to throw the knife in, but as soon as I said running with a knife, it is pretty dangerous. That's why I had to throw in I had to come up with something quick. But going into a burning building is pretty insane and stupid. Going into a burning building as a firefighter with training and have all the equipment and have people, a RIT team, a rescue intervention team, and everybody, and like all these different things, understanding fire science and knowing that the building's been on fire for less than 5 minutes, so the roof trusses aren't going to collapse, especially if it's a roof fire. Like, knowing how to do all these things is not insane with the right training. With the right knowledge, riding a motorcycle is absolutely insane. If you don't know what you're doing. Is it risky? Always. Running into a burning building, risky? Always. Running around with a knife? Always. Speeding, lane splitting, all that stuff? Always risky. But you can reduce your risk by increasing your skill level. And that's the whole point. And Hograd, are you still in here? I love seeing you in here. Elad, I know you're in here too. But all of my members here, all the Smart Rider crew members, everybody that's ever gotten the book from the store, that's the whole point. Everybody wants to ride a motorcycle. Everybody wants to ride a motorcycle because it's fun. It looks cool, right? But what prevents people? It's scary. It's risky. I don't want to die. I'm trying to get more people to ride motorcycles. Really. I'm not sitting here, showing you guys crashes and close calls to prevent you from riding motorcycles. I got a comment earlier this week saying they don't want to ride motorcycles after watching my videos. Okay, cool. It is what it is. I hope, you change your mind because the whole point of it is that you get the training. Right now, I got 3 books that will give you the training. Hey, I don't know how to ride. It's scary. What do I do? I have the Riding Smart book that takes you from absolutely zero knowledge to getting your endorsement test. Okay, cool. I now know how to ride, but I feel like I can't control it as well as I want to. Okay, cool. Here we go. The Smart Rider motorcycle training drills. Practice, 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 practice. You're going to get full control of this motorcycle. You're going to do amazingly well. If you can get through at least the intermediates, you're going to feel super confident. Okay, cool. I'm riding on the road. I feel confident on the motorcycle, but what happens? What happens if I crash? What happens if Ones if my buddy crashes. Like, it's just too scary if somebody crashes and they're bleeding everywhere. It's like, oh, I'm watching these videos and it's like somebody crashed and they're, you know, they got injured and they're bleeding. Like, what do I do if somebody crashes in the road? Okay, cool. You have another fear. Let me go ahead and resolve some of your fears with some education. Okay, what else? Oh, I'm scared of riding in the mountain, scared of starting on the hill. I'm scared of doing all this stuff. So I'm creating material to alleviate fear. I want you guys to ride. I want you guys to ride. I want you guys to ride without fear. I want you to be confident riders in your skills. That's why I've designed the system. You get 5 free drills. If you're just now joining the chat and you're now joining the live stream, at the top of the chat, you get 5 free Smart Rider drills. You sign up, you just do it, you get an email, it's going to take you, you can download the 5 free drills. There's one beginner, one easy, one intermediate, one hard, one expert. So you get a taste of all of them. Try them out if you like them. And if you're struggling with the intermediate and hard and expert, then get the whole system, because there's a bunch more drills in the beginners, bunch more drills in the easy, bunch more drills in the intermediate that will get you ready for those hard and expert drills. Because if you can do an expert drill, you are in full control of your motorcycle. I'm trying to get you guys to ride. I want you guys to be confident. I rode a rocket ship the other day at work. Where do you work? Since I've been watching Dan, I've seen things I never saw before. Open lane patterns, side of vehicle stoplights. Prodigal. I try to like learn as much as I can about everybody here. I mean, Motogaga, Horovac, Shmee, Hog Rider, you're still here. Great. Elad. Like I learn as much as I possibly can. And that's why the Smart Rider crew is great, because there's a section in the Smart Rider crew. I want you guys to join. It's $5 a month. It is what it is. But this way we have a small collective group, and I point out when we have the live streams. But we have a section of introduce yourself. And so like I want to learn more about you guys. So like with Prodigal, I don't know, like, do you have kids? Do you like, what are your friends like? And so like the knowledge that you have, where you're like, I'm seeing things I never saw before, open lane pattern, side of the vehicles, stoplights, and all this other stuff. Being able, and Hog Rider says it all the time, building up the karma bank. It's like you're able to now pass that knowledge to like your kids. You're able to pass that knowledge to your friends. And so now you become that person that shares this knowledge and pointing it out and be like, look at this, look at this, look at this. So be like, a lot of you guys say, hey, I hear DanDanTheFireman on my shoulder when I'm riding or driving. I want you guys to be that person for your friends and family. You see what I mean? And so like, share, look at everybody. Like, I want you guys to pass that on. It's you by my right next to my shoulder. Right next to my shoulder. I want you guys to pass that on to your close friends and family, because you guys in the crew are mine. So pass it on to yours. And so you see how it multiplies out? Before we know it, we have just knowledge being spread. I don't know. Show the fan. Oh, let's take a look. Which one is that one? Is that in the general discussion? Where is it at? Was it in the and we have the crew meetup. So I had that crew meetup. This is what we talked about in the crew meetup. Missed it? Where is it? Was it an was it the introduction? No, was it? We get a lot of comments in here. It's not in the announcements because only I can post it. Why is it not showing everything? I know there's more in the general discussion. It's not just Hog Rider here, which he's level 6, by the way. Oh, there we go. Why was it doing that? Writing questions. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. It was doing that. Let's do default. There we go. There we go. Look, everyone's chatting. I gotta make sure I hit like for everybody so you guys can get leveled up. Multiple likes. Everyone gets a little extra level. Oh dear. It's a good thumbnail. Oh, we haven't done that today. Do not Google with safe search off. Yeah. When he grabs or points at people's asses. Okay, Arlene. Okay. Oh, my Lanta. It's always a Prius. It was always Priuses, and now it's Teslas now for some reason. Yeah, so join the crew. Join the crew. There's a link in the chat. I'll go ahead and hit it. I'll do a share. I'll share the crew in the chat right now. Smart Rider crew. Yeah. My moto, that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. I'm using a lot of your knowledge in my channel. Good. Thinking about setting up affiliates at some point for the store so that if you want to become an affiliate, just like I am with Cardo and Rockform, that you can promote the material and you get paid. I'm trying to set that up. Once I get the new books, I think by the end of the year I'm going to have that set up. I don't know why I can't. I don't know why I don't just do it now. Should probably just set it up now. Might be a thing. All right, guys. We're going to start on this. We got 3 more. We've been live streaming for 2 hours. We're going to power through this one. It's going to be a quick one. What is it? 10 minutes. We'll probably turn it into a 15-minute video. So 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, this is a MotoStars video. The whole point of this, while we're watching, is that we're going over the plan method to figure out what happened, how it happened, so we don't make the same mistakes ourselves and not crash like these people, okay? So we're going to locate some hazardous situations, hopefully navigate them really well. So we have an open lane pattern. We have this black car might want to come out. Okay, good. We're now past it. Maybe the next one. We don't know. Good little position. I'd move off to the left just a tiny bit. Are they going to want to switch over? There's one right there. Ooh. Okay, so when it comes to an emergency situation, we can only do 3 things. Emergency swerve, emergency brake, emergency accelerate. We tried emergency braking at highway speeds. It might have been better to do an emergency swerve to the left on that one. So we weren't paying attention there. He tried to swerve. So what can we learn from this one? Paying attention at intersections, because intersections and corners are hazardous areas for motorcycle riders. Nice little swerve around it. So at slower speeds, we can practice our swerves and good maneuvers. With the Smart Rider motorcycle training system, inside that system, you get the Smart Rider drills, 24 drills, plus you get a bunch of other stuff. Check it out. Links in the description. Comes with a digital version so you can practice on your phone. All right, so we're going around this corner, line of sight issue. He's talking to the other driver. Watch out for the, oh no. Okay, passengers, you need to keep your feet on the pegs and hold on. He didn't accelerate hard. So how do we rescue this person? This comes with the Smart Rider motorcycle training system. Remain calm, sure on safety. Get her on the sidewalk. Very good. She says she's good. We're moving on. Okay, you want to stop any major bleeds if there was any major bleeds. So practice your wheelies. Have fun with your wheelies in a closed environment in a parking lot, just like you're going to do your drills. Ooh, I wanted to pause on that real quick. I know we're going to just power through this, but take a look. We got some road rash there. So even with motorcycle gloves, make sure that you have some good ones with some reinforced stitching, okay? But this is a lot better than not having gloves. That top layer of that motorcycle glove, imagine if that was your flesh. And now you have a little bit of bone and tendons and ligaments peeking out. I'd rather have my gloves and have a little, like gloves ripped off and have a little bit of road rash versus my hand ripped off and now exposed tendons. So That's why, as a smart rider, we acquire and use personal protective equipment. And part of the Smart Rider motorcycle training system, we go over all the equipment. And it's on my website, motorcycletrainingconcepts.com. I have a resource that goes over all the gear that you might want to get. So check it out. Links in the description for everything, including Cardo, Bluetooth. You get a nice discount. Same thing with Rockform phone mounts. You get a nice discount. Check out everything. So if you're looking for phone mounts, Bluetooth system, motorcycle training, it's all in
Good example that shows riding in a group.
the
is never
description.
boring.
What are we doing? So went around the corner a little bit too wide. We followed our buddy. There's the corner. Everyone's just following him. Is it chipmunk riding? What the heck? All right. Oh, this is from the initial beginning part. There's the side of the vehicle. Where are you, baby? You had a passenger?
Wonderful, kind Samaritans came up to see me. I managed to get someone to use my phone to phone my best friend.
During this time, a lot of people had stopped to offer assistance.
Oh, I did do a bigger review on this. It's on the channel. I might have to find it. There's a lot more they talked about. They got really badly injured. So part of this, like I say, and a little bit somber here, is that we need to be able to rescue. So maybe swerve out of the way. Best, like, okay, it is what it is. But now we're here. So this is the lesson we're going to learn, is that if you're a bystander, do you have any of this knowledge of how to stop any major bleeds and actually what to do? Quickly assess severity. That's the back side of the card. So you get a card, and you get a digital version of it too. But you get a physical version if you get the books, the physical books. You get an actual card you can keep in your wallet. So if you come out on a scene like this, you can be like, I forgot what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay, remain calm. You know, ensure my own safety. You know, I need to call 911. I need to wear gear. Look for hazards. Okay. Stop any major bleeds. Do I have a tourniquet? Are they bleeding? I'm going to double check the legs, arms, all this other stuff. Do everything. Because I think they actually had some really bad injuries and concussions. Pretty bad.
I managed to get someone to use my phone to phone my best friend.
During this time, a lot of people had stopped to offer assistance.
To you.
All right, Cool Breeze Rider. Haven't seen you in a while. Wonder if he's still riding. This is a 2-year-old video. This is what gas prices are nowadays in Arizona. Jeez. Because I know he's in California. Oh, no. So if you're brand new to riding, don't look at the price. I get it. It's nutty right now. But don't look at the price. Look right here. And also, I don't like to sit on the bike when I'm filling up, because what did you do? You had to ride to get there, right? So the engine is hot, and you don't know. It could hit the lower flammable limit of the gasoline vapors, and it could ignite. And I don't want to be on the bike when it does. So if I mess up and it does come out, I'm not on the bike. I can run away real quick and hit the little emergency stop button. Get a new bike, right? Because I got full coverage insurance. But here, yeah, it's going to overfill. Don't sit on the bike. Don't look at that. Stare at this. Don't have your hand and arm blocking it. Look inside while it's doing it. Have your visor down in case it does splash up, so you don't get hydrocarbons in your eyes. It's not good. It'll actually eat some of the tissue. You don't want to do that with your eyeballs. And so when it comes out, I'm glad you actually found it, because there's some videos where they just keep going. Oh, geez, up and over. So part of paying attention to intersections, that it's a stoplight, so we should be slowing down, getting to it. Just saying. Good progressive brake pressure, making sure that we're able to stop in time, communicating with each other. You know, with the Cardos, like I said, link in the description. I love my Cardo Pack Talk Edge. You might want to check one out. They have free comms and spirits. They're a lot cheaper, especially if you're just listening to music. You don't need the crazy Pack Talk Edges. But if you're with a group of friends, you can do Pack Talk Pro and the Pack Talk Edge Duo. This is the Duo. You get 2 of them. Go with your buddies. Lane splitting. Lane splitting. Oh, open lane pattern. Good swerve. Didn't panic. Good job. Check your pants. You know, pull over there. Pull over and go and check your pants. Make sure you got a little turtle head poking out. You never know. All right, moving on. Going across the hill. Lots of traffic. Who's gonna come out? Slow it down. Oh, we have a headlights in our lane. Not a good thing. They moved over. Very good. They're not fighting for it. We are not going to fight for it. You don't have to flip them off. It is what it is. You move on.
Here
Ooh.
we have a situation where the driver completely ignored
Yield the
approach
vehicles on the
lane,
right.
took
Okay.
the right of way.
Side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Now, should they have yielded? Yes. But should you have seen the side of the vehicle and them not slowing down?
Situation where the
So they're not slowing down, not slowing down. Huh, they're not slowing down. I'm going to slow down.
in a reckless
I'm
manner.
going to slow down. They're not slowing down. Let them in and move on. I'd rather do that than get into a crash. I don't care who's right. I don't care who's wrong. I care if I make it home. Lane splitting at 53 kilometers an hour. That's 30 miles an hour. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Good little swerve. It is what it is. But they weren't anticipating anybody doing that. Nice chill ride. Love it. We're going right on a big roundabout looking thing. We're all slowing down. We're all slowing down. Oh. This always reminds me of my brother. Very first time he ever got into a car crash. It was the exact same situation, but it was at a cross intersection. He was looking left while making a right-handed turn. Didn't look right because the car in front of him actually stopped. He just kept looking left. Hey, it looks clear. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm still looking left. Boom, rear-end the other car in front of him. Same thing. So you're looking left, look right. Nobody. Okay, cool, go. You have to look both ways. Simple mistake, easy mistake, knocked over. Could have been a lot worse. He could have got his leg planted in between the curb and the motorcycle and snapped his tib fib. You see how small things can be a bad problem? Okay, nice chill ride, blurring out her speedo. Why? Okay, going probably a little too fast. We have a corner coming up. Probably. Typically, this is what happens that we go too fast. We're going to go into a corner. We're going to go wide in the corner. Our phone disappears. This is why we use rock form. Whoa! Somebody's passing up. Hopefully, they don't crash. There's the turn. Nope. See, even like fast motorcycles scare other motorcyclists. There it is. There it is. Somebody crashed. So talking to each other on their cardos, being able to communicate. Because if you're the last person in the group and you crash and nobody can communicate, they're gone. So now we got to remain calm, ensure our own safety so we don't get hit by another vehicle. And we got to double check if there's any major bleeds. If there's no major bleeds, hey, we're doing pretty good. It might be broken bones, might be all those other issues, but major bleeds is what will kill another motorcyclist real quick before EMS can show up. A broken bone can cause a major bleed, you know, it is what it is, but can't do anything about it. Very good. That's part of remaining calm, is calling emergency services, making sure somebody's around that corner, slowing people down, making sure you're not on the road. That's a good thing. Then you want to quickly assess the severity. He's not getting up. So possibly a head or spinal injury, or just in so much pain that he can't move. It'll be paralyzing a little bit. So this definitely needs, he needs a hospital. You can unstrap the helmet, but don't take the helmet off, because now you're like fumbling with the neck. And if he has a cervical spine injury, you can cause further injury. And think of the helmet as like a splint for the head. And people want to know, like, people want to do stuff on crashes, and what most people know is how to handle a motorcycle, so they do this. I want you guys to have the knowledge of how to handle and treat somebody, so that you're not standing around like, what should I do? I'll just mess with the motorcycle. I want you to be like, oh, I know what to do. I'm going to help the person, because that's the thing that matters. The bike's going to go in the junkyard, but you don't want the person going to the graveyard. You want the person to be able to make it to the hospital. So if you can help them there on scene, you can get them to the hospital. Long line, but wait for it. Okay. Well, there's a big line. Are we passing everybody? Huge opening leading to short line. Well, now I think everybody should have gotten to the different lines and just picked a line. That's what we do at Costco. You know, they have a better system here. I think everybody was waiting in that massive line and then just like going one at a time. It's kind of stupid. I do what this guy does, not for gas and all that stuff, but like I notice that people will stand in line just to stand in line because they see a line. And it's like the person that's creating the line might not be the smartest person. So I'm going to go find the spot when they should have. And if you get mad at that, you get mad at that. But it's like you're standing in line for no reason. Like if I'm with somebody, like if I'm with my girlfriend and there's like a big long line, I'm like, go ahead and stand in line real quick. I'm going to go check and see what this line is all about first. And then I'll go back and grab her and then I'll go to the short spot.
That's unfortunate.
And then she's going to do that. Yeah, she's dumb. She's a dumb lady. She's mad. Like I said in the other videos, typically I like to think like instead of escalating, this dude's Jack, by the way. Instead of escalating, just be like, I think she just needs to take a dump really quick and she needs to get gas. Or maybe she's been yelled at by her boyfriend a few times for leaving on empty. You know? Off the snitch. Alright, whatever. Same person, right? Unless they didn't change the name. Oh, open lane pattern switched over. Let him in. Back off. Not a big deal. Moving on. Yeah, call him an idiot in your helmet. Don't hit mirrors. Don't talk to them. No point. Just move on. Wear some gear, guys, please. Yeah, I think they just didn't change the name back in the day. Open lane pattern, but it was a cop doing it. Oh, jeez. Yes, just take a spot.
That was a close one.
You can do some straight line weaves with these cones. Just saying. Nah, don't do that, guys. Those cones are really painful. Oh, this is why you practice the slow speed maneuvers in the parking lot. Don't do it out there. All right, so big side of the bus. You're not going to win that one. Good job applying the brakes. Move on. Move on. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do this. Thank you, MotoStars, for having another amazing video. I appreciate that. But for those of you that are watching the live stream, make sure you hit that subscribe button, grab a slice of pizza, and we have another video to go over. I'll see you guys there. All right, yeah, it was 14 minutes and 47 seconds. I said it was going to be a 15-minute video. Did pretty well. We got 2 more. We're going a little bit heavy on today. So typically it's a Tuesday live stream at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. But I will be filming. So everything I've been talking about, everything I've been showing you guys in these after-action reviews is based off of the Smart Rider motorcycle training system. Okay, so everything I'm talking about here is in the Smart Rider motorcycle training system, all the books. So what I'm going to be doing tomorrow and next week, so I'm going to take next week off from the live streams, that's why we're doing a bunch here, is I have 39 days until May 1st. That's when the Academy starts. But I'm going to be filming Street Strategies. It's a new module in the books. I'm going to be going over a new version of the Rescue Motorcycle Crash Response. It's just new videos. It's the same curriculum, same everything, but I can hopefully teach you guys better. Brand new version of the Smart Rider Motorcycle Control Drills. I like that name. But we're going to be going over the proficiencies and the Master Control certification. And then I'm going to be filming a few extra things when it comes to the new Riding Smart book. But everything that's in the book currently is information that you absolutely need to start riding. So check it out. If you haven't already, here is free drills. Check it out. Free motorcycle drills. Get the free 5-drill starter pack right here. Just put in your name, email, and you get the drills, and it's part of the system here. Okay, so you might want to grab the system. We got we got a bunch of 5-star reviews, print edition, cone edition, digital edition. Even the print and the complete training system comes with the digital. So if you get the print, it comes with the digital, and there's also free shipping right now for the full system. Free shipping right here. So check it out. Scan everything. Get videos of me doing everything. It's good for new riders, returning riders, licensed riders that want to know more. You get all the books. All the books. You get all that with the full cones. This is free shipping right here. I'll ship it out to you for free. All right, let's go ahead and start on this next one. Did we just watch? No, we didn't watch this one. All right, you guys ready? No, she's watching her Netflix shows right now. All right, guys, here we go. 3. Oh, wait. Before we get in there, let's get to 125 likes. There's 118 likes. So 7 of you that are hanging out here grabbing a slice of pizza, you don't get credit for today's class unless you hit that like button. So if you haven't hit that like button, you're lurking, just kind of hanging out in the back of the classroom, you know, just chewing on some pizza, maybe the markers. Hopefully you guys aren't, because I need those markers. Make sure you guys hit that like button, because Shmi, you were here since the beginning. For refresh, it'll be 122 likes now. 120. I see it update instantly. I see it up to 123. 2 more likes. 2 more likes, and you get credit for today's class and a slice of pizza. All right. 2 more. Good day from Australia. How you doing, Punky Biker? Fairden, how you doing? You're number 1. I see one of you guys hit the like button twice. You unliked. Come on now. There we go. 125 likes. Here we go. How you doing, Mr. Big Fish? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have a MotoStars video again. We have some people crashing, having some close calls. There's a cop right there. The main thing here is that we're not going to crash like that. If you're a brand new rider, pay attention. We're going to be going over the plan method quite a bit here. We'll talk more about that. Let's take this look at this first one. It's a sharp left turn. We lost traction on the rear tire. Good job on this rider for applying the brakes and standing it up and not crashing themselves. Because part of witnessing a crash or being a part of a group that crashes, that you need to remain calm, ensure your own safety first, then check them and see if there's any major bleeds. So let's go back just a little bit on what happened here. So like I said, we're going over the plan method. So corners and intersections are hazardous situations for motorcycle riders. So whenever we're coming up to a corner, we need to figure out what is it that we need to do. This is where our skills really come into play. Same thing with intersections. Is there any relevant threats? Okay, is there gravel on the side of the road? Hey, not a real threat. It's on the side of the road. Is there gravel in the road? Yeah, it might be an active threat. We need to swerve around it or get around it or apply the brakes. If it's a big tree across the way and we're not going to be able to swerve around it, we need to do something and put ourselves in a new position for safety. This is the plan method of part of the Smart Rider motorcycle training system. Guys, go ahead and check it out. I got multiple books, How to Rescue, Smart Rider Drills. We'll talk a little bit about that later. And then how to ride a motorcycle from zero to getting your endorsement. Everything I talk about the plan method in there. And you get a cool little card. Okay, the rescue card that popped up. You get a cool little card. So we're going to be going over a lot of that stuff, using that information for these motorcycle riders. So what happened right there? We're leaning down a little bit too far, lost a little bit of traction. Could have been gravel, could have been oil, could have been whatever, or we could have just been leaning it too far and giving it gas at the same time. So you need traction for turning, you need traction for acceleration, you need traction for braking. If we're using a lot of the tire traction for braking and turning, or accelerating and turning, we are using too much. It's like you're filling the cup too full of water. It's just going to spill, and it's going to get all over the place, and you're going to crash. So try to do one or the other, or a little bit of one and a little bit of another. Don't do a bunch of acceleration and a bunch of turning. So he was turning really a bunch, right? That's a bunch of turning. So you're using every ounce of that tire and its traction. If you just give it some acceleration at this point, it just overspilled. And that's what happened. And this motorcycle rider turned it back up, applied the brakes, did good. That is a big lean. That was a big lean. You don't need to lean that far. You don't, good U-turn. You've probably been doing the Smart Rider drills, 24 motorcycle drills. Yeah. So this video, learning how to ride, he just did the drills to do that U-turn, and now we're rescuing. So that's the whole system right there. You'll learn how to handle this scenario with the Smart Rider motorcycle training system. All right, what do we got here? Somebody's all over the line. We're going to switch lanes. That wasn't very smart. And he's saying, what are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing there, Mr. Motorcycle Man? What are we doing here? What were we doing there? So if you're a brand new rider, or you're just coming back, or maybe you were riding back in the early 20s and now you're in the 50s and your kids are grown and you want to get back into riding a motorcycle, and you're like, what do I do? I think I know what to do. Let's go ahead and refresh, and you're here. Awesome. Hit subscribe. So we see this. 3 things we can do: emergency swerve, emergency brake, emergency accelerate. In this situation, I'm not in a rush to get home. I'm on a motorcycle. I'm chill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the brakes, let them in, and then I'll make a decision. But we're going to go ahead and be like, oh, he must be switching lanes. So I'm going to swerve super hard left to get in the other lane and then go. Just wait a little bit. Just wait a little bit. He changed his mind and you pushed yourself out too far. Your swerve is terrible. That's why you practice in a parking lot with the Smart Rider drills. And you can actually practice your swerving in the neighborhood. That's part of the Riding Smart book. So we're practicing the swerves in the neighborhood. Because you need to go like 25 sometimes and practice at a little bit higher speeds. And you have a whole lane. There's no traffic really in the neighborhood. You can practice. Yeah, you played yourself on that one. All right, here we go. Nice little wheelie, no gear. Oh, no. Oh, and that's what a concussion looks like. It's all blurry. Oh, we hit the curb, road rash everywhere. That's why we blow up. But we acquire and use personal protective equipment as smart riders. Everything in the books teaches that kind of stuff right there, okay? Not the wheelies, but how to be a smart rider.
When the truck on the left decided it
Remember when, this is a 2-year-old video,
cut my friend off and
the whole SpongeBob thing. He wants to get in the right lane. Okay, if you're riding a big group ride and you're obviously blocking the right lane and people want to get off, just let them.
No sign warned this right.
Not a big deal.
Intersection.
MT10,
prevent him from
powerful bike.
Appropriately.
Oh, side of the vehicle. That is a pattern that we recognize. Once again, remember I said corners and intersections? And I also have my phone on the handlebars just like this for GPS. I use Rockform. I have Cardo Bluetooth. Links in description for discounts on that kind of stuff if you're looking for a phone mount and a Bluetooth system. Great systems. But anyways, I have GPS here. I see that there's an intersection coming up. It's around this weird corner. Hazardous situations, right? Corners and intersections. There's the pattern. So he's very quick. You hear the ABS kicking in? He was very quick. He saw the pattern, started applying the brakes. He's going 68. He's going pretty fast. But that's a pattern right there. Side of the vehicle. If a vehicle, and you see the side of it, it means it's going in front of you, and you're going to hit it. That's an intersection, right? So if you see that you're going to see that before you notice it's an intersection. So we should be doing 3 things, 1 of 3 things, or a mix of some. Brake, swerve, accelerate. He's doing braking. Perfectly fine. And then he's not going to be able to stop in time. So he goes for the gap, goes for the escape route or the escape path, moves over. So he puts himself in a new position for safety. Remember, we navigated this problem, but we have to navigate ourselves into a new position for safety. And that's what he's doing. So very good. Handled it. Beautiful area. I can see why he's just chilling. Same person. Nice sharp turn. Slowed it down beforehand. Easy turn. Person was overtaking it before a corner like an idiot. But we applied the brakes, saw it ahead of time, moved on. This guy's actually pretty good. Do what he's doing. All right, nighttime riding, foggy. Have a pin lock inside your face shield. Oh, we're speeding. Now we're gonna go super fast. We're gonna get speed wobbles or hit something. We're gonna not navigate a corner. It's going 0. The speedometer isn't working. So we went wide because we're speeding pretty fast. We hit the curb. So we're gonna see a lot of the same things here. We're speed. Too much speed for your skill level. It's easy to twist that wrist. It's a little bit harder to turn. You gotta have that skill to turn. It's not a lot of skill to do this. All right, what do we got here? 2023 northbound 5 to 14 HOV connector. Okay, so we have a merging area. Watch out for anybody wanting to merge with you. They shouldn't do it. It's a solid line. They shouldn't be doing it, but they still do. Oh!
Yeah, that's me.
So I remember this. There's a battery. There was a battery. Yeah, I saw it. Saw this a while back. There was a battery. Yeah, side of the battery here. Road surface hazards are a big thing. It's hard. This one was incredibly hard to see because it's like a white or gray battery on the line. And he's doing a head check for traffic. He's wearing a Cardo Pack Talk Edge, by the way. There it is. You know how hard that would have been to see? So part of what we're looking for when it comes to locating hazardous situations, cool, merge areas. It's kind of an intersection. Any relevant threats, you're looking for road surface hazards also. And if it becomes an active threat, like right in front of you, you have to swerve out of the way. If you can't see it, because there's going to be so much stuff you need to be paying attention to, so much stuff. For some reason, you fail. It is what it is. People make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. It's why we acquire and use personal protective equipment. Just in case. Yeah, we've seen this video before. It's an older video, but you see how he's getting all torn up? That's why we wear gear. And so part of remaining calm and sure on safety is getting yourself out of the roadway. But if you can't, you know, absolute legends, exactly. People are blocking the way so that it's more secure. So I love that. And so if you're just driving your car, right? If you're just driving your car and you see somebody crash, whether it's a car or a motorcycle rider, it's also very good to have this information, how to rescue somebody. Even if you're not a motorcyclist yet, get the system so at least you have this. So if you ever come up and you see somebody crash, you know what to do, and you can feel confident and proud of yourself for actually helping and being, you know, an asset to the community. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Yeah, blocking traffic. Hey, it is what it is. You know, I would totally do the same thing.
No. Hold on.
Hey, City.
In between the carpool lane and the fast lane.
Here we go. Adam Jones. What do we got here? We're gonna have deer. Usually you see deer pop out in here. We had some intersections we passed. Everything's fine. New position for safety. Is that a side of the vehicle? No. Oh, we're going too fast for this turn. Okay, common mistake for new riders. I want to point out real quick right here is we're going pretty fast and that intersection came up to us quick. Once again, this is why I have my phone mount. I use GPS and it's telling me, hey, there's a turn coming up. I glance at it. Oh, turn's coming up. I should probably get prepared for that turn versus it coming up to me last second. I'm like, oh crap, I need to make the turn. So if you're in this position and you failed, like you didn't slow down for it, just go past it. Just go past it. Do a U-turn or figure it out. Come back and now do your new turn. Just go past it. Don't try to make it going this fast. He's like, oh crap, so I'm slowing down a lot. Probably not downshifting. Probably just like, oh crap, I need to make this turn. And look at the road. It's kind of hard to see because of the YouTube compression. Hopefully we are on, nope, we're on 480p. That's pretty bad. There it is. Gravel. So we're doing a lot of our slowing down and still turning, and we're trying to slow down even more right here. But you see how the front tire just kind of dove down and had to layer down type of a thing? Is because we lost traction on that front tire because we're applying the brakes on gravel, going a little too fast, trying to turn at the same time. This is too much. Too much. And that's what it looks like when you fall and hit gravel. Slow down coming up to the turn, make the turn. You're not going to be able to slow down enough coming up to the turn, miss the turn, turn around, make the turn. There's no reason to rush because if you missed it and turned around, you'd be in a better position you are now. Here we go. TEDx. Lane splitting like crazy. 130 kilometers an hour. That's 80 miles an hour. Nice little swerve. Nice little swerve. Check yourself now and be like, no, you didn't. You're going to speed back up. Okay, moving on. Open lane pattern. This car is going to want to come out because that car in front of him is going slower and our lane is going faster. We're in the blind spot. They're not going to see us. There it is. If you don't know an open lane pattern, I talk about it in the book in detail. I spend like 20 minutes talking about all the different patterns for plan. So if you want to either subscribe here, you're going to see a bunch of these in a lot of these videos, or get the system and you're going to have it, boom, done. You're going to understand. You're going to understand exactly that. You're going to see it ahead of time. It's not going to be a big deal. Write in the comments if you see it ahead of time now and you're like,
intersection at a nice
not a big deal.
When all of a sudden my bike shuts down and I go
Why?
to start in the corner like an idiot and my back tire.
You're going super fast. Your bike didn't just shut down.
Check out my cool skid mark.
You know what happened, guys. You know what happened. Take a look. Take a look. Going super fast. There's an intersection. We're going super fast into the intersection. This is a double turn. Let's go back to where it shows the arrows. So we're supposed to go in the first available lane.
Like an idiot and my back tire locked up.
We're not making it in the first available lane because we're going too fast. It's just like we're going into the corners too fast. We're going to a corner at an intersection where it's a 90-degree corner. It's going to be really hard to make this going this fast. And just like you said, Captain Slow, is that we are using a ton of rear brake. So it slams that rear brake in the middle of the turn, that rear tire is going to slide like that. Okay? We didn't make it. We weren't going to make it. So why we're going to make it? We're going too fast on the off-ramp. The off-ramp is designed to go from highway speeds. Now we're coming into regular speeds or whatever the speed limit is there. The goal is to slow it down to get to that intersection to make these turns easy. He didn't slow down one bit. It's better than crashing into the bridge.
Cool skid mark.
It's better than that, but come on. What are we blurring everyone else out? It's public. Okay, somebody wants to switch over, apply the brakes, let him in. Not a big deal. You can honk your horn if you want.
And despite his undoubted guilt, he decided to confront the biker.
See, that's why I don't honk. Everything that you have on your bike is a tool, but I prefer just to keep it simple. I have 3 tools: acceleration, turning, and braking. That's it. I have 3 tools. You know, I got shifting, I got stuff to maneuver the bike, and I have stuff to make the bike go. I have to turn the key, it's a tool, I guess. But I have 3 tools when it comes to handling any situation on the road while I'm traveling. It's those 3 things. Okay, I'm gonna mute that. She's coming over. Oh, geez. Okay, not a big deal. You got through it. We accelerated through that. Let's take a look at this. Okay, idiot car driver, let the idiot be in front. Let's not race up to catch him. Are we gonna do that? Yep. Okay. Don't stay near it. Don't stay near it. They're going to switch back into your lane because that car is there. Don't stay near it. Roll off the throttle. In this situation, just roll off the throttle. You don't even have to apply the brakes. Roll off the throttle. You're going to slow down with engine braking. They're going to get further ahead. You're going to have a nice space cushion. Don't be near it. Don't be near it. We're getting too close here. Good job. Now switching lanes. We did an open lane pattern. They did the same thing. Open lane patterns. They're switching to the open lane, or the lane that's moving quicker. You do it. He just did it again. Okay. You didn't have to do that if we were just maintaining our speed, but we're just kind of all over the place. We don't want to slow down. We're on motorcycles. I get it, but you're in the road. Okay, they're switching lane. They are switching lanes. Not a big deal. They had the indicator. Let them in. Don't get mad. Remember, this is 2 years ago when people would get extremely mad for whatever reason and want to post it on the YouTubes. All right, new rider. Went a little wide. Went a little wide. Let him back in. Don't block him from getting back into his lane. 2 wheels dasher. That's another thing is a lot of... Oh. Little scooter driver. Scooter rider just crashed. A lot of people get into motorcycles to start doing DoorDash. They don't have a lot of training. Don't pass on the right. That's not the smartest thing. You can't swerve right. You can't get mad at this person. You're not allowed. They're taking up their lane. It's their lane. No. This whole idea. Let's go back. I guess the Civic driver got mad and didn't let me through. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares. You go to the gym, people aren't looking at you and making fun of you. Yeah, maybe some people in their head, but nobody cares. Nobody's thinking about you. Nobody. Like your mom right now is probably not thinking about you. She's probably thinking about what she wants to eat. She's probably thinking about what's going on with her day. There's going to be very small moments in her life. Your mom, where she is actively thinking about you. A stranger does not care, is not thinking about you. Nice little corner. Okay, we're going to make it. Very nice. What about this one? What the heck happened? Do we have a seizure? We just got close. So maybe slow it down. Okay, slow it down. side of the vehicle, and we're moving on. New problem right here. Somebody's coming into our lane. It's now an active threat. We either accelerate, brake, or swerve. Do something. Not a big deal. Not a big deal, Dragon Rider Productions. Not a big deal. 2 years ago, hopefully we're doing fine now. Somebody's switching over, not a big deal. Why would they want to switch over? We always take a look at the driver right there, but why would they want to switch over? Look at the car in front of them. There's this big, nice open lane over here. I'd rather just get in the open lane. And also, what is the car in front of them doing? Take a look at the car in front of them. Just stare at the car in front of them. He's all over the place. Everything I'm telling you guys, get away from him. Get away from weird-ass drivers on the road. So that's what this guy's doing. Switched over. Didn't see us. Why did not see us? I don't know. Inattentional blindness. Car drivers, they don't see motorcycle riders because they're only looking for car drivers. The brain literally shuts everything else off. When you're in that focused mode, the mode where you're just doing stuff, you're like, oh crap, it's been 2 hours? Like you're playing video games. You're super focused, and it's like a 20-minute, like 30-minute mission in Helldivers 2. You're super, level, super hell dive and the automaton front, and you're trying to like just constant boom, 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 like nuts. Be like, oh crap, it's been 30 minutes. I've missed like 2 calls. Like, oh man, that's inattentional blindness. Your brain is shutting off everything else other than the thing that you're focused on and the dangers that are ahead of you. Car drivers only focus on other car drivers because 95% of roadway users are car drivers or semi-truck drivers and all that stuff. Very little of it is motorcycle riders. So the brain shuts that off. So if you know that, stay away from cars because they're not going to see you. They're just not going to see you. The only time car drivers ever see motorcyclists, and sometimes they fail at this too, is if they're already motorcycle riders and they just happen to be driving their car. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Yeah, get some distance. Not a big deal. Accelerating pretty hard. If you're going over the speed limit, you can have some issues.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, you're welcome, MotoStars. Thank you for letting me watch. You're watching while we're watching here in the classroom. With that said, though, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, hit that subscribe button. Check out the links in the description for anything you want, including the Smart Rider crew. I'll see you guys later. All right, we got another one. We got another one. I just got a message from... Oh, I think it's part of the group chat. Oh, it's the updates. The Distinguished Gentleman's Ride is happening in May. That's pretty cool. I didn't do it last year. Last year I was busy filming some stuff for you guys. And that's kind of been the case when it's been a few other things. So like I need to email Helite and let them know I can't be reviewing this video or their bag because I have some focuses that I got to focus on. I need to focus on. I need to work on the new books in the academy coming up, and I don't have time. So I wish I had time. I wish I had a whole team together. It's just me. Oh, Arizona Bike Week. When is that? It's usually the first week of April, right? Oh, it's the second week of April this time. April 8th to the 12th. Interesting. That might be something. That might be something we'd do. Anybody else? Anybody going to this? Anybody going to this? It's gonna be hot. Well, it can't be a vendor. Not a big deal. What's the event schedule? I won't be able to make. I'll probably be. For me, it would have to be a weekend thing. Ooh, flat track racing. That would be fun to watch. Anybody going to this? What's on Sunday? It looks like the same thing. Factory demo rides. That'd be kind of interesting. Harkati. Got some music. I haven't heard these people before. I went to one. I want to say 20. I think I went to the 2017 one. Gosh, it's been a while. It was pretty cool. I was actually there hanging out with Cardo. Was it Cardo? No, it wasn't Cardo. It was I think it was Get Lowered Cycles at the time. A little far to AZ, but I think my brother and I are going to ride to Laconia. Ooh, nice. Posted a full story. I just saw the notification. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let's do that. All right, we got one more video. We're going to power through this one. Usually, like, these live streams are 3 hours when I just do 3 videos because we're just chatting the whole time. Doing the Baca 100 miler on April 11th. Ooh. You know, like I had a... You know the guy that did Terminator 2? He's also in he's been obviously a lot of movies. The guy that was the Terminator, the liquid one, the T-1000 in Terminator 2. He liked one of my videos. Robert Patrick. He liked one of my Instagram reels. He liked one of my Instagram reels, and I didn't know that he owns a Harley dealership. Yeah, he liked one of my Instagram videos. Thank you. I saw. Yeah, I follow him too. It was pretty cool. It was interesting. Like I saw it on my likes. I was like, oh, what the heck? All right, guys, I'm not gonna pause this one. I'm not gonna pause this one. He's a member. A member of the Boost Fighters. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, he seems like a good dude. That'd be pretty cool to like go to his dealership one of these days. I don't know. I have all these fun ideas, but I have to film. I have 40 days, less than that. I give myself 3 weeks to film because I have a lot of editing, a lot of things to film. So it's gonna be a lot of work. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna power through this video, and this is gonna be the last one of this live stream. No live stream tomorrow. There's gonna be a members live stream on Wednesday. But next week I'm gonna take off in terms of live class, so live streaming next week, and I think even including the crew meetup. And this way I can just heavily focus on getting some videos done, getting some things down for the Smart Rider crew because the academy's coming up May 1st. So make sure you guys join the Smart Rider crew because we're gonna have an academy on May 1st. We're gonna go over the whole system, the Smart Rider system, and we're gonna do it as a group. And I'll go ahead and facilitate that, and so you guys get some rescue, the riding smart stuff, the Smart Rider drills, and street strategies. So I got to film all that stuff again. I already have a bunch of it, so I want to film some of this stuff because I want to get the certification rule sheet so you guys can get your certifications. I'm going to make certifications I can email to you so you can print them off. I'm hoping I can get to a point where I can print off the skill sheets for you and send them in mail. But it might be logistic-wise a little bit too hard for that one. But at least, at minimum, print you guys off some cool stuff. But we're going to power through this one. So 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have a MotoStars video. Let's make sure that this is actually 1080p, 60 frames per second. But if you're a brand new rider or you're returning to riding after a long time, make sure you guys are watching this video so that we can go over the crashes and close calls and what not to do. So rain, lower traction, especially on knobby tires on a dirt bike like this. So if we're having to do some braking, we might have some issues.
Which in such road conditions was quite risky and completely
So everything I talk about, here we go, there it is, there it is. All right, so everything I talk about is a part, oh, his helmet flew off. That's not good. Once again, everything I talk about here comes from the Smart Rider Motorcycle Training System. This is in a neighborhood. This is neighborhood riding. That's part of Riding Smart, the book. So the system that I have here is multiple different books. This one will get you from 0 to license. This one is parking lot drills that you're going to have 24 drills to practice, only 10 cones, and how to rescue somebody after a crash. These are all things that we're going to be talking about during this live class here on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I said I wasn't going to pause, but I did. But here's the thing. Neighborhood riding is extremely important to do when you first start riding because you're able to utilize the plan method. So position for safety, locate, assess, and navigate. That's what we're doing here. Road surface hazard is going to be a problem because our total stopping distance, like I said.
Was quite risky and completely.
And then neighborhoods, I want you guys to understand, I said I wasn't going to pause, but I love doing it. Every driveway is an intersection. Every driveway. So that's why it's the perfect training grounds for a brand new rider. You ride around in your neighborhood until you get bored, because you're so bored because you got so good at it. Not because you're bored because you want to go faster. You're bored because it's become so easy to do. Now we move off to the next thing, which is going to be a surface road outside the neighborhood. Now you're riding around the actual neighborhood, not in the neighborhood. But this is going to also teach you that people want to go into intersections. They want to go into a driveway. So whenever you see a vehicle in the neighborhood, pretend that there's an intersection, all these different things. So there's the side of the vehicle we're going to talk about, side of the vehicle. We don't know if they're backing out or pulling out or going in, whatever it is. Practice, practice, practice. No more pausing. Okay. So right here, you're not going to be able to stop in time. We have 3 things we can do. We can decelerate, like stop. We can turn, or we can accelerate. All right, here we go. Corners, hazardous areas. That's part of this. Whoa, that's why, because you never know what's around that corner. It's a hazardous situation, just like intersections. We need to navigate these active threats. Oh. Having good 360 situation awareness is important. Seeing that headlights are coming at you quick, very important. Not much we could have done, so be a smart rider. Acquire and use personal protective equipment. There's that side of the vehicle. Let them. Just go ahead and paddle walk as much as you can back so we don't get clipped.
What are you doing?
Let them. Just let them. Why? It's kind of funny, but don't do that. Now you're creating more issues. Impulsive thoughts got to him. He made me laugh. Okay, there it is. All right. So once again, intersection. What's gonna happen? Riding an e-bike. Ooh. Can't pause it. Almost ran into the car, stopping in the road. So we're going around a corner. That's a blind corner. Going super fast. Good swerve. But we were going fast around a blind corner. We should have anticipated there might be something on the other side.
The cyclist on a bend. Fortunately, this biker managed to react in time.
Okay. Oh. Good job. The car went out of the way because of the cyclist on the side. If it's not safe to do so, don't do it for the cyclist. It is what it is. Oh, intersection. Once again, side of the vehicle creeping out. What do? We have to navigate that. Either accelerate out of it, brake, or swerve around it. So in that situation, swerving around it or accelerating past it really quick is important. Applying the brakes would have stopped and get hit. Oh, dog. Accelerate now. Accelerate. Once you got past it, juke it, accelerate. Oh, just powering through everything here. We're on a scooter. Side of the pedestrian. Idiots. They didn't see us. They saw cars. They didn't see a motorcycle rider. We're invisible. Oh, we're going to go ahead and lane split. You saw that. He has his indicator. You gotta apply the
He was
brakes.
too confident in lane splitting.
Ooh.
On the other hand, the driver didn't hit
Radius
shoulder
ulna, he
possibility
squeezed it
of
because he's
dangerous
got pain.
throttle.
Hopefully
A very
there's not a
unfortunate
fracture there, but
situation that
probably
ended with
like a
all
hairline minimum.
complications.
So he put his hand down, snap. Maybe road rash, that could be the why. That's why you wear full gear, everybody. So if you're getting back into riding, get full gear. If you're just now starting to ride, get full gear. There's a minimum gear list and a gear guide on my website and in the book. In the book, I show you what to get, why to get it. He's not even wearing a helmet. Got lucky with the swerve. Stay upright. Very good. We couldn't have seen it. It was very difficult to see why. Look at the sun's in her face. He's not even wearing glasses. Get a rock or a bug in your eye at that speed? Oh, Jesus. Ooh, good swerve. Lifted leg up last second. That was a good swerve. Side of the vehicle. Once again, we're seeing all the same patterns. So if you're a brand new rider, pay attention. There's the side of the vehicle coming out. Swerve out of the way. 3 things we can do. Swerve, accelerate, or brake. It's the only thing that's going to save you. No honking the horn, rev bombing, punching mirrors is not going to save you.
Situation where for some
Just not doing anything is not going to save you.
He fails to notice the rider and adds his
Slow speed, slow speed. Oh. Nothing you could have done there. Nothing you could have done there. Jump off the bike. This is like a car accident, like a car versus a car typical accident. It just happens to be scarier because we're on a motorcycle. We don't have a cage. We don't have anything to protect us. It's on his leg. Oh. Wear gear. That could have crushed his ankle. One sec. You see his knee? You guys see his knee? I think I might have been blocking it. Okay, so we got some discoloration. So possibly where the impact and it was putting pressure on it, that ankle looked bad. All right, here we go. Oh, how to rescue somebody. This is part of the system. You get a rescue booklet and a card, and you get digital versions of it, so you know what to do. You're like, oh crap, what do I do? Okay, yeah, I need to call 911 and remain calm. He's limping. That's not good. Okay, is he bleeding anywhere? Okay. I need a direct pressure apply, tourniquet, or pack the wound. Okay, cool. Get the system. You get all these resources. Be the smart one in your group. If you're going to be in a group, right, at least be the smartest one. You don't want to be the dumbest one, right? You don't want to be the dumbest one. And you want to be in a group that they're all smart riders, because if you crash, you want them to take care of you. You know?
Ich muss anrufen, ich weiß es noch nicht. Doktor. Nein, ist gut.
Das Firma.
German?
Weil ist da vorne kaputt, oder?
Is that a Buell?
Nee, ist total hell.
We don't make those no more. No, it's not. Alright, moving on. It's all sad music. Let's take a look at this one. It's German. Open lane pattern. No, car. Ooh, found the escape. Don't hit the mirror. I want you guys to see this. He's in the middle of the lane. I keep pausing it. Sorry, guys. It's a Hornet 600. Nice. Switched over to a new lane position. That's part of planning your ride. You find a lane position that's safe for you. It's like, oh crap, something's in front of me. I have to navigate into a new lane position. That's it. Sometimes it's just a nice little lane change. Sometimes it's a massive swerve.
To reprimand the driver who was heavily engrossed in his phone. The driver's reaction didn't sit well with the rider, and he decided to react strongly at the next opportunity. No, you're not the police. You don't need to. You're not there to educate people. It's hard enough to even educate like your kids. They're not gonna listen. Like you think a stranger's gonna. I would not listen to you.
You heard me.
I would not listen to you. You're not gonna shame me. I don't know you.
Pull over.
You're not gonna make me feel shame.
Pull over.
I'm gonna laugh at you. Like you're a Karen.
Wind your window down.
You're a Karen on a motorcycle.
Why don't you quit with your phone and try to drive? You're weaving all over the goddamn road. Hey, why don't you pull over?
Yeah, I'm gonna totally pause that. I'm totally gonna listen to you after you calling me names. You know, the simplest thing you could be like, hey, is everything okay? He's like, yeah. It's like, oh, you're swerving all over the road. I was just wondering if you're okay. Okay, cool.
Pull over. Pull over. Come on.
Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here, man. You wanna fight, man? You wanna fight? Fucking stupid. Stupid. Hopefully he's not. This is a 2-year-old video. Hopefully that guy's not riding anymore. I always have to point out, because people do ask, like, why do they have that little antenna thing? If you're from Brazil or anything, I keep pausing. You're from Brazil and all that stuff. They have like these kites. They do kite wars where they put like glass into the string. So they try to cut each other's kites. And once they cut a kite, the kite goes flying. Now you have a string that has glass impregnated in it, just like hanging out. And so they have these things to catch the string versus your neck catching the string. All right, here we go. Side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Switching our lane. Go ahead and roll the throttle. Find the escape. Very good. Handled it. Move over. Go ahead and accelerate out of there. All right, done. New rider makes a mistake and nearly misses collision. Okay. So dramatic. Should we rescue? I don't know. Watch tonight. Channel 3. What's gonna happen? Oh, good job doing hazards. So that's an important thing, is having somebody down that way to be doing this. Like slowing traffic down. So it's really cool that car driver did their brights, flash their brights. Because you don't want somebody coming around this corner and it's getting darker. They're not gonna be able to see you. Just in case something happens. Oh my gosh. Oh! You see that? I'm going to go back 5 seconds. I want you to look at that only. Just look at that only. You ready? You ready? I said I wasn't going to pause, but we're pausing it. We're pausing it. That can cause a major bleed. You have arteries that go all the way down to your tippy toes. Small little ones, little arterioles. You have a giant big one that bifurcates into your hip, into your femoral artery. You have your aorta. Goes into the femoral. Then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller as it gets down, down, down. But it's still an artery. If this thing is bleeding and splurting, you need to get a tourniquet. You see what I mean? You need to be able to stop major bleeds just in case something happens. If this dude is bleeding out and nobody has a tourniquet, nobody knows what to do, it doesn't matter. He's going to die before the ambulance shows up. You need to be able, to stop that major bleed. Take a look at it again. And he's not doing good either. It's around a corner. Around a corner. Right leg snap. So we fell to the right probably. Snapped. Call 911. Grab your trauma kit. That person's not doing good either. Probably a broken back. Wrapped around the tree. So everyone's like, what do we do? What do we do? Panic, 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 panic. Get the system. You'll at least learn how to rescue somebody. Going a tad over the speed limit. Oh, jeez. Yeah, they're getting out of the way because there's lights behind them and they see it. You know what you're doing. Yeah, as soon as you see that, you pull over. You don't want to get another charge of being like... Yeah, you don't want another charge of being in pursuit.
Let's kill it. Obviously, if you can't hear my sirens, whatever you got going on is way too loud.
Yes, sir.
No. No, that's a dumb thing to say. No. No, I've been on an ambulance and I'm going 35, and people can't hear the sirens because their cars are insulated. And then once you get to, here's the thing though, this might be the case. Once you get to a certain speed, sirens, the noise of it does not reach the vehicle. So we turn off sirens when we get on the highway. Like it's not going to reach the person unless you're right on them. And so then now we're having wind going through the helmet, yeah, and maybe earplugs. You're not going to be able. It's hard. It's hard to hear sirens. So I keep pausing. I'm sorry. We pause now.
I was behind you. I got you doing 62 going this way. That's why I pulled you over. Also, your license.
22. That's criminal speeding in Arizona.
So we pulled over.
You're gonna get your car or your motorcycle impounded.
Think about that already. I don't know. Someone's like put you in a Gmail or put me in a Gmail.
I want to show you guys
the thing on Amazon that he told me to order because I went.
So this is whatever video, that motorcycle cop stuff. Like I went to a motorcycle rodeo this weekend, and they do some impressive stuff. Like they're going nuts. These guys know how to ride. Look at that. They're going pretty crazy. You're not gonna trust me. You're not gonna outride one of these cops. You're just not.
Yeah.
You might think you're good.
Yamaha doesn't make that anymore. You got to go to.
You're not gonna.
See what you can find.
Some aftermarket plate holder.
Yeah, and then I put that one on. I got pulled over again because it was.
So just chatting. Hidden plate, 22 over the speed limit, expired plate. You're gonna get some good tickets.
I actually clocked you at 62. I'm only charging you for 5 over. You've been really cool with me, and I think that deserves a break. All right.
He said something stupid earlier, but don't fight the cops. Be nice. Take accountability. Take responsibility. Maybe they don't expect it. Maybe they will be nice back. Maybe. That's the only chance you get is a maybe. You can't expect, hey, I was nice to you, give me a break. That's not always the case. But you have a greater chance if you're not being a dick. Okay? Greater chance. So you might be able to get that. That was criminal speeding, impounding your bike, like massive tickets and fines. Hey, I'm going to get you 5 over. You were going 22 over. I'll give you 5 over.
Give you your backpack, you don't have to lean down. I don't want you to wrap your bike or nothing.
And he's kind.
No, I understand the whole running situation. I know a lot of guys who do run and.
Go.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Drive safe, okay? There's a bunch of idiots out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I like the cop. All right, here we go. No more pausing. So he did it to a van. What an idiot. So just because, you're on a motorcycle doesn't mean you get, special treatment from me. If you're an idiot, you're an idiot. I don't care who you are. If you're a 3-year-old baby, I don't give a crap. If you're an idiot, I'm going to call you an idiot. Anyways. Good job. You better hurry up, dude. You better hurry up. And get that 3-point turn going, you dummy. Not a big deal, though. I mean, he did it probably on a green arrow. Oh, my gosh. So don't be an idiot like a lot of these people. Learn how to rescue somebody after a crash, so get the whole system. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Bye-bye. Woo-wee. There we go. Old DDFM member, how you doing, dear noobs? Think Dan remembers when I beat him in Carmageddon? Maybe not the best. No, we didn't play Carmageddon. I'll play Helldivers 2, though. No, it's a co-op game. So there's no team killing. No team killing here. Don't be doing that. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. Let's go to the office. Oh, yeah. We had some nice crashes and close calls. Add me on Helldivers 2. Dan the Fireman. I know you have to have like a friend code to add, but I'm always on there. It's funny because like I've played and everyone's like, "Are you the real Dan the Fireman?" And I'll put on the mic. I'll chat with them a little bit. So before you guys leave, check out the link at the top of the chat. It is for 5 free motorcycle drills. It's the starter pack. It's the starter pack. So this is the website. I've been updating the website quite a bit, so you guys have some extra stuff. It's the starter pack. So you just put in your name, email, and you get some drills. Hey, Drano, welcome, crew member. Appreciate that. You'll practice some drills. You get 5 free drills. Here's the system that I've been talking about this whole time. You get it on your phone for the digital version. Print edition, you get a bunch of the stuff, including the cards, and on your phone. And this is free shipping for the complete training system. I do free shipping for that, just so you guys can have the cones also. But also training resources. So if you want to click it at the very top, the training resources, right now I have 4 of them in there. I have a bunch of blogs, but 4 training resources that I think is really important. This is where you can also get the free drills. So you click training resources at the top, and then the how to buy a motorcycle, the beginner's guide. So you can have all the information on what to get, how to get it, setting your budget. It's all about the financing of it, buying private party versus the dealership. And I'm assuming at some point in the future, this is going to be obsolete because they're going to change like credit terms and whatnot. But for now, it's pretty good. You can learn how to ride a motorcycle at home. The MSF motorcycle test. So it's a practice test that I walk you through all of them. So if you click that, here's the video for it. And here's every single question that I go over. Every single question I go over, time-stamped and everything. So let's go back to here. And then also the motorcycle gear 101. There's the old Dan the Fireman with the beard. But it's the full gear guide. Okay, link in the description. It's motorcycletrainingconcepts.com. You see Motorcycle Training Concepts up there. All the different gear, how to choose the helmet, ECE versus DOT, full face, all that stuff, pin lock, jackets and pants, the abrasion and the armor, all the different stuff that you're going to want to know. It's a full guide. It's a full guide. I put it all together for you guys. You get the free, once again, the drill pack, drill starter pack. And here's the full video if you really wanted to watch it. Okay, it's a full 49-minute video that explains about gear. And then we have the club. Join the crew, $5 a month. You get a bunch of stuff. This is the classroom. We have Elad. I know he posted. But everyone's just kind of chatting here. Do we have pictures in here? Oh, I got to read that. I'm going to hit like, but I'm going to read that. Can you remind me what do you plan to do about the smart riding drills competition this season? So I've switched it. So Moto Gaga, welcome. I talked about it on one of the meetups, but I switched it up. So here, I want to point out, it's not going to be a competition anymore. You didn't add a video? Okay, because that would have been pretty bad. I didn't add, we're not doing a competition. Oop. Let's do this. So what we're going to be doing is we're turning it into a certification roll sheet. So if you guys want to, no problem if you're absent. That's the whole point. You ask questions anytime you want. I'm here for you. We're switching it up to a certification. So it's going to be an internal certification for the Smart Rider crew. So if you guys want to compete and be like, hey, I got the basic control certification before you did, Hog Rider. You know, you can do that kind of stuff. So there's no timing. There's no time. So setting up a time, having to edit and like put in like your time, like I feel like that was a pain in the butt for some people. For me, it's natural just because that's what I do all the time. So it's just like we're setting up a camera. Did you complete them? And so just like the Smart Rider games where we had like 5 to 8 drills, like we had to compete over 8 weeks. It's now it's 5. So it's U-turn proficiency, 5 drills, figure 8 proficiency, 5 drills. So it's really 10 drills, 2 videos. You submit it once, okay, for the basic control. Advanced control, master control. So how it works, same thing. Start at the start cone. You enter through the gate. You do the drill. You exit through the gate. You reset at the start cone. And you do the next drill, the next drill, the next drill, the next drill, until you get all 5 done. And then the only thing that fails is you hit a cone, you drop the bike, and maybe you messed up the design. Like you did an extra loop or something on accident, or you missed a cone. Here's how like it resets. I wanted to make it somewhat simple to easy and understand is that you have 3 tries per drill. I'm making a video. I'm doing videos on this to explain it. How much time? So that's a great question. You can submit anytime. Anytime. So if you're a member, you submit it on the Smart Rider crew. I'm going to have a submission zone for it. Or maybe we'll just post it. But you submit it anytime. So if you do it this weekend, all of them, great. If it takes you the rest of the year to do it and you submit it then, great. May 1st, we're going to be doing an academy where I'm trying to get as many people to complete them as like during that academy. It's an 8-week academy. We're going to go over riding smart. We're going to go over the Smart Rider drills. We're going to go over rescue. We're going to go over street strategy. So all 4 modules that I'm developing for the new book, the big book, we're going to be going over in the academy, and we're going to go over basic, advanced, and master control. So it would be really cool to get a bunch of people in the academy to complete as much as you possibly can when it comes to this stuff. So 10 cones, as a typical parking lot, that's kind of what it looks like. You just need 100 by 60 feet. Okay. So it's about, 11 parking spaces long. And here's all the drills. So they're all mixed up, So the basic controlled U-turn proficiency, those are the drills that you do in a row. Figure 8, you do those in a row. Same thing with the slow speed and dynamic control proficiency, you do those in a row. So if you do these, that is the basic control certification. You do these, that is the advanced control certification. And here's the master control certification. You got to do all of these in a row. See how it goes from beginner to expert? You get 3 tries per drill. So 3 attempts per drill. If you burn all 3 on any drill, you have to do all of them. So really, what's 24 times 3? Oh, geez. 20, that's a lot. 24 times 3. You can do 72. Hey, Stoho. I want to start with a Smart Rider drill so that I can have a good foundation for motor. Exactly. That's what it is. I appreciate the 5. So 72. You can do this. Let's just go through it real quick. You start the first one, you failed the first attempt. Ah, damn, I hit a cone. Reset the cone. Start back over. Second attempt. Ah, man, I messed it up. Okay, cool. Third attempt. Hey, I got it. You move on to glide. You can do that for every single one. So let's say you do perfect, like you're doing it all here, you did all these, and you're on beggar, and you failed the first one, you're like, ah, damn. You failed the second one, ah, damn. You failed the third one, damn. You got to start over. But you do perfect, 1 run, 1 run, 1 run, 1 run, 1 run, 2 attempts, 2 attempts, 1 run, 1 run, 1 run, 3 attempts, 1 run, 2 attempts. You see how if you failed the third attempt, you have to start over. It's not you 3 try, like 3 lives. You basically have 3 lives per drill. That's the best way. I think that's a good way of saying that. 3 lives per drill. I recommend a phone mount. And that's the thing is like you're doing all the drills. You don't want to keep hopping off your bike looking at the physical book. That's why I include the drills, the digital version for everything. So like Lefty Loosey, I finished Lefty Loosey. It's like, oh, I did Lefty Loosey. Okay, cool. I go to the start thing, move it up. Okay, now it's righty tighty. Okay, cool. I finished. Start again. Okay, reset. You know which drill to do next. And I'm creating a new drill booklet that has these drills in order and these drills in order. So that's why I'm taking the next 2 weeks off, because I'm designing a new digital version of it. And then, yeah. These are the rules for it. But yeah, instead of a games idea where people are like trying to like they're pushing themselves super hard to get a good time, I really just want it to be like complete it. Just complete it. There's no time, there's no competition. But what I want to be able to do is that when you complete it and I watch the video, because you have to submit it, I'm going to watch it and I'm going to go through it, make sure you did not hit a cone, make sure you did the design, and you did it in order, right? That's all I'm going to look for. I don't care if you did it slow, don't care if you did it fast. What I want to do is I'm going to create it'll be easy. I'll create a website or a page on the website where it's going to showcase when somebody completed it and the date that it was accepted in. Or the date it was submitted. Because I guess if I take like a couple days to review it, I don't want you guys to have those 2 days to add it on. It's like when you submitted it. And so that way it has your name, that you completed the basic control, you completed the advanced control, you completed the master control. And I think that'd be really cool. And I'm gonna design a certificate or like a little card that I'll just email you, and so if you want you can print it off, but at least you have something. So that's the idea. Instead of like a competition, this is what it is. But I think at some point in the future, far future, a fun idea would be like, hey, if you have your basic control certification, we're gonna have who can do the basic control fastest. You know, maybe we'll do something like that in the future. But I think getting people certified would be really, I think that's the first step. Yeah, worst case, 15 runs, 3 attempts per drill for the basic control, right? Best case is 5 runs, 1 clean attempt per run. The goal is a clean 5-run proficiency. That's the goal. Yeah, Hog Rider. Are you planning to translate the digital version to other languages? I mean, there's not much to translate. I mean, are you asking like in terms of like instead of feet, it goes to like meters? Because like, I mean, it says smart rider drills. I mean, there's only a couple like English letters and words. Because on the new one, I want to show you. I updated. Let me do this. I updated the drills. This is what I'm going to be filming with. So I did I did change to where it's going to show 10 feet equals 3 meters, you know, roughly, right? 20 feet equals 6.1. But I changed some of the stuff. So the cones are easier to see, you know? I need to change it so it doesn't say stop. So I have them in order. The advanced control certification, advanced control cert, the dynamic control, and then it's like all of them. I'm going to take off my time because I don't want you guys to think like you need to beat my time. So I already have the draft of the new drills. I have the older version of the ebook. It's the name of the drill is the same. The design did not change. So do you have, are you talking about this one versus this one? Do you have this one? Or do you have this one? Because like this, the older one is slightly different. The vertical one? Okay. The names are the same. The names are the same. Once I finalize the digital version of that one I just showed you, I'm going to put that in the crew. That'll be the new update. Once I have the videos and everything done, that's going to be the new one, the digital version. The print is same names, everything. I just made it easier to follow. How do you join the Smart Rider crew? You go here. Let me go ahead and get you an invite. It's linked in the description, but I'll send it here. There you go. That's linked right there. Yeah, the new one, the new digital and future prints will just be easier to follow. It's gonna be more pages. It'll just be easier to follow. So that way you're not like scrolling through trying to figure it out, like what's next. I want it to be just like you follow, you just go straight down and you have everything. You know what I mean? So I'll make it easy for the crew members right away as soon as I have it finished. And then it'll be updated on the store when it comes to the digital. But I'll have to double check everything. That's the problem is like I order a bunch of printed books and then like I update it and it's like it's easier to update digital. But guys, yeah, I gotta get going. Later MG. Later Hog Rider. Later Moto Gaga. That's what the MG was. I'm gonna get going too. Elad, you stay safe out there. Hopefully everything's good. I won't be here next week. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Maybe we can chat a little bit more for the Smart Rider crew. But I got to get going. I got to edit, and I'm going to go for a nice little walk and eat and all this other stuff. And I'm going to film this week and next week. That's what I'm doing. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.